She started.
You will get housekeeping today. Last one. You will get housekeeping today, correct. Also, I'd like to say, chat, I've been reading you. I've been sat here. And I'd like to say 0 to 5, you guys almost won. And then Jen started a new topic of conversation with our guest. And I didn't want to interrupt. So we nearly started 0 to 5.
I was spilling tea.
She was spilling tea about something. And I was like, okay, we won't start. No, we won't start. Oh, so you were close. You will have your day again. But it's a 5 to 10 win. Also, is Jemima in your Dan Allen interview? Because I think I saw that in chat.
Yes.
That's very funny. She's here. The woman, the myth, the legend.
Spoke about Boomer Paul.
Did you? That's funny. So we have a guest today.
Yeah,
but
we do.
First we will do our housekeeping. And I've had a little word. Jen. I've had a little word with Jen. To stay on subject for housekeeping so we can get housekeeping done.
But I just want to talk about books. But I will. Hello, everyone. Do take your tea with milk and sugar. Like, never sugar. It's oat milk. Earl Grey with oat milk is my preference, but I will do an English breakfast. But always with oat milk, never sugar. I'm not insane.
As I was saying, Jen's going to stay on topic today. Topic? She's going to stay on subject today. Because the stream the other day being 3.5 hours long was not the plan. But my lovely, lovely partner here went off subject quite a few times and I was sat there like, shut up. So, getting straight to it, team. I've got a list. Jen, you're going to stay on subject. Holland Comic Con.
So, as you guys know,
That happened.
It was so wonderful to see you all there, and that was joyous. As you know, we had some issues. And thank you all for being so supportive about it.
And we loved meeting you.
And we loved meeting you. That was, obviously a incredible experience.
That's what we do it for.
But yeah, there were some issues, and one of the main ones that got us a little upset was the fact that the show increased prices. Our prices without our consent or any kind of discussion.
They did it for their own fees,
and it was to cover fees on their end. And we just wanted to.
That's not fair on you guys, because we need you to know that at every show we're trying to keep. It needs to be the same.
Yeah.
That's how you make it fair.
Ideally we'd have everyone's prices the same. Like Dev and I work really hard to make sure that remains the case between the two of us. For example, we're not greedy. So that was to cover costs there, and that wasn't us going.
Yeah, and we were. I'm gonna just say outraged about it.
Of course,
that's maybe why you saw us on the first morning looking really pissed. But
we weren't pissed with you. We were just.
It was not you guys.
The situation.
But that's so you know what's going on. There was other things going on behind the scenes, and we're not going to talk about any of that.
It's
but
not necessary.
We just want people to know that if you saw prices were different at that show compared to other ones, we did not add those prices.
Hell no.
That was their own fees they added on top. And different shows we are different. Like the prices we try and keep them the same, with conversion rate in mind.
Yeah.
And also different tax in different places.
So, and also most of the time we're not in charge of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Can I just say, someone said in chat my mum was in Holland and she didn't come and see you guys. How rude.
Happy
I love
Mother's
that.
Day.
Oh yes, you're welcome for standing up for you guys during the panel. Yeah, I did.
Thank you.
I wasn't very subtle about that. The panel was it was the busiest one they had all weekend, and it was 16 minutes, and they started to cut it off, and they were like, okay, that's the final question, let's end. And I was like, no, we're staying.
She started singing, we shall not
Someone
be
said,
moved.
what song would you sing at karaoke? So I was like, we shall not be moved. Very mature of me.
Because like everyone had queued up to get in there, and it was packed, and after 16 minutes they're like, bye. No.
It ran to 28 minutes in the end because we were like, we're not moving. Next question, please. And then we dragged out the question.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for meeting all of you guys. And
you guys were lovely and really understanding and just brilliant, as you always are, because you guys are the best.
But speaking of you guys being the best, here's an instance where you've not been the best. Jen?
So we had a comment that we want to address on somewhere, YouTube, I'm assuming, that brought about the fact that they, as an ally, felt, how do I describe it?
Felt that in the chat sometimes people are making jokes about straight people. I'm glad you've been watching our YouTube and you've been joining us. And just a reminder, go ahead.
Just a reminder, this is an inclusive, safe space, regardless of gender, sexuality, race, anything, religion. Everyone is welcome here. We haven't seen that on chat, and if we had, we would have said, I'm sure, I reckon it was possibly a joke that had been misconstrued. So just a reminder that there are all levels of neurospicy in this chat. So please, if you can, if you put a tone indicator in. So I think I always forget, it's not hashtag, it's /
Yeah.
J is if you're joking.
Yes.
So
sorry. Reminder, don't look for the comment, no dogpiling on anyone.
absolutely never, I will end you.
But I'm glad to see a lot of people saying we love our allies, we love straight people here. Absolutely.
The allies here are some of the loveliest people. Everyone is welcome.
We need allies. At the end of the day, allies are the cool school kids on the playground who stand up for you, right? It's the jock or the popular girl that is like, no, this person's cool. You need the allies. So if there's jokes in the chat, remember people can't tell your tone when it's written down.
Yeah.
So write #J if you're making any jokes about straight people, please, guys, because we want everyone to feel welcome.
Everyone. And, most people aren't straight anyway, they're just in denial. I'm joking!
I was just thinking.
A joke!
I was holding
a joke!
I was holding in a joke. As well.
It's always good to question yourself.
Hey, look, we're going to be allies to straight people. We have a straight person on our stream today. It happens.
It happens.
Now, next, our hype train level has been reached. Let's send that. Open. Rewards. Yes.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Choo-choo.
Oh, Pepto, yes, I need to put a t-shirt on. I'm going to change t-shirts.
Oh, yeah, where's your t-shirt, bitch?
Yes, we accept dev straight people too.
Exactly.
Dev straight is a term to describe someone who is
Straight.
straight in a dev way.
What is straight in a dev way?
She's straight and then she hangs out with us and then she flirts
Outrageously. And you're like,
straight.
Dev straight.
Dev straight.
Yeah.
So the next subject is... We're good at this.
See, collaboration.
Also, I think it's in America and maybe other places in the world, Mother's Day. This is why your mothers are having a sit-down serious chat with you right now.
Housekeeping old school. Not just my book recommendations.
I am bad cop, Jen is good cop. So Jen, projects we promote.
So...
Thank you, Lil Tel, for your Happy Mother's Day on Blue Sky. Appreciate that.
Thank you all so much for your support of Expedition 33.
You were so funny. I just get to the point, whereas you go round about it. And
I like to round about
okay,
it.
go round
I like
about.
all the context.
Let's take us round the roundabout.
That's why all my stories are 75 minutes long. Yes, Mommy, you can bad cop me any day. It's because the sun's out.
Wulbren,
Everyone's gonna be.
We haven't done this in a minute, have we?
I love it. Keep going. I had my first. Oh,
good.
Yay,
Happy to hear
Fraser!
it. Stay on
anyway,
subject.
staying on subject. So, yes, Expedition 33. Thank you so much for all your support. with that release. It is one of the projects I'm most proud of ever. And that is a perfect example of us promoting something we're really proud of. And just to say, yeah, what was the point?
Oh, why have you taken us around the roundabout when you're not the one that's going to make the point? The point is, guys, we as actors do not always choose what we do. We take projects for different reasons. Sometimes we take a project so we can learn on it, we can experiment, and it's not something we always anticipate, especially if we did it before all of this blew up. We don't anticipate everyone to have as many eyes on it.
Yeah.
So essentially, what we're trying to say is, if we're proud of our work in a project, we will promote it and you will know about it. If we want you guys to see what we've done in something, you will not miss it at all.
Yeah.
Because we will be talking about on stream, on our social media. When we meet you, we'll make it very clear. Okay?
Yeah.
If we stay quiet about something, it may be because we're not proud of what we have done. I have several projects where my contribution is teeny tiny.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I don't talk
yeah.
about it because there's no point. And so that is us making it clear to you guys. You should know. So for instance, someone, I can't remember who it was, someone bought Missile from the East on DVD because I'm in it. My role is so small in it.
I love that they did that.
There is no need. So we, like, the occupant
Shublo. I thought it was Shublo. Iconic of you.
What?
That it was Shublo that bought the DVD.
Oh, Shublo. I love that Shublo. But I didn't talk about it because it's not something worth your guys' eyes on it. So we love that you support us no matter what, but we will make it clear when we want... It is iconic of you, Shublo. We will make it clear when we want you to support a project we're in because we're super proud of what we did on it. Or if we're quiet about it, take that as a sign.
But yes, Expedition 33, there's a reason why I'm shouting about it from the rooftops. And I should shout about Carlotta in Wuthering Waves a lot more because I'm really proud of that role because she's iconic.
And also, thank you all for your support. You are amazing.
You're amazing, and you guys have been super lovely. And like, I think I said this in another stream.
Yes, not everyone has to be a Dev's Gift Forensic IMDb historian. Correct.
Dev keeps on saying like, it's okay because Dev's Gift has watched my dreadful projects and she still loves me. So
apparently, you need to pinch my cheeks. Thank you.
Always. I played Carlotta, and Carlotta is a queen. You will always drag you into this Dev's Gift.
Carry on.
What was I talking about?
You were mid-sentence about something. I
don't know. It's gone now.
Okay. All right. We're doing well. We're doing well.
Great. We're
halfway through. I need to show one of my gifts. Okay. Chat. Distract Jen.
I'm reading Elizabeth Strout at the moment, and yes, I'm doing books. Elizabeth Strout, if anyone's read, like, she just writes like really beautiful, simple stories of like people that I would never interact with. Like she like talks about like basically elderly people in Maine, and I'm like, I would not choose to read about that story, and yet, Olive Kitteridge by. It's just the best. So I really thank you for all your dino dances. I recommend anything by Elizabeth Strout. I think she's brilliant writer.
So I didn't post. I'm back. Thank you for distracting Jen. I didn't post about this on my stories because I wanted to. Orange Pants are back. I wanted to reveal this incredible gift that someone made me on stream. You guys ready?
Are you ready for this?
Corinna. The statue.
She's a carved statue
from Pinewood, and she's got
not the studios.
Yeah, she's even got an acorn to throw. Yep, how amazing! A little acorn bag ready to go because she is Corinna from the Baldur's Gate D&D one shot that we did at DragonCon.
And a fanny pack, yeah.
Yeah, how amazing!
It's a solid ass Corinna.
And the person that gifted it to me, oh, there goes her little hat.
Her
ears are fine.
Her ears scare me a bit. But
They
I mean,
gifted
she
it
scares me a bit.
by doing this. They put it down next to me. Doosh, wait. I want to make the sound, but you won't be able to see it.
Oh no, that was loud.
And I was like,
Sorry for everyone with headphones in. Sorry about that.
Sorry. But this is an amazing present. She's going to be in the background now. Do I have many squirrels? Yes.
Please no more squirrels. Like that. Like she's topped it.
Top tier, yeah.
If I have any more squirrels in my tiny London home, I will donate them to the squirrels.
Also, can I just say, look at the size of her. She's the size of my head, bigger than my head.
She was also very heavy to bring back.
She was very heavy to bring back.
Thank goodness we've got those British Airways points that allow us for larger
luggage,
luggage allowance, because we'd be fucked.
She's made out of pine wood, and this was this person's first time making...
Yeah, I know.
What?
Yeah. Making whatever you call that.
Hi, I am Snaps. Welcome. I just found out we streamed. Where have you been? But cottages can be gifted.
I just really want to quickly say, cool guy Ava, if you're Ava, I don't know why I said that weird. Cool guy Ava, if you're watching this, I took this squirrel, but I didn't take your squirrel. Your squirrel was bigger, the one made out of acorns.
Oh yeah, no, and far more delicate.
Far more fragile. This is one whole piece, so I was less scared that this was gonna not make it home. Yeah. But as soon as I accepted it and said I'll take it home, I was like, oh no, I said no to cool guy Ava. So I am sorry, I am aware of that. But yours is heavier, bigger, and more fragile. And also, I wanted you to keep it. It's just amazing. Anyway.
And we love our gifts, and we love all our gifts. I do think that we're going to have to stop accepting gifts soon. Purely because our house is, our flat. We've got a tiny London flat, and it's getting a little unmanageable. Like, even like tiny gifts, like they're overflowing. And if you want to buy us a cottage, that is okay.
We love our gifts, someone said.
But I know you love our gifts, but it's just like still accepting letters, always love a letter. Yeah, it's just getting a little too much now.
Yeah.
And I can't, like, the ADHD is ADHD, and all the stuff is getting a bit much. And it's not that we're not grateful, we really are. It's just too much.
Yeah, we will accept a cottage.
We will accept a cottage.
Of about £1 million worth, yes. That is true, chap. Like, not a cheap cottage, like a nice one.
A nice one, yeah.
No keychains, no stickers, none of it, please, guys. I'm sorry that we have to now start saying no. It is overwhelming for us. And we love it, and I'm so sad that, like, people at the beginning are like, you accept gifts? Wow, not everyone does. And we're like, oh my god, why would they not accept gifts? Why would you not?
Yeah, we love them, and we do love them. It's just like quantity is just.
We have a 2-bedroom flat, and 1 bedroom is now stuff.
Teenage millionaire Jennifer English isn't buying a cottage. Wow. Not a millionaire.
It's
not a millionaire.
Yeah, it's now. Which of the Squirrel-based MTG cards is the most Corinna, since there's a Shadowheart card but no official Corinna? I get all the different Corinna cards, and I love all of them. Squirrel cards, and I love all of them. I don't have a choice. I don't have a favourite.
I am a teenager,
yeah. Like, we appreciate your gifts so much, guys. But please remember, Jen is a teenage millionaire. So we can buy the gifts that you're getting us ourselves. If we want them, we can buy them.
From all the royalties. We get.
And another little detail that everyone forgot about us: gift giving is not our love language. It's our least favourite of the love languages.
Unless you're Matt Hodges and you bought me a diptyque candle. That was elite. Don't do that again.
No more gifts.
No more. But that was elite of you, Matt Hodges. No. Like, genuinely, we love the gifts. We love the gifts that we've been given. But unless it's a cottage.
I'm happy for you, Van
Okay.
Cat. But yes, no, I'm really sorry, guys. No more gift giving. We just do not have the space. And what we're actually gonna do soon.
Thank you, Abonabubble. I can't say your name. Abonabubble.
Yeah, words of affirmation. Spend quality time with us. We love that.
Yeah. The gift of friendship. The real gift was the friendships we made along the way.
I feel really bad to say, like,
I
no
know,
gifts.
I feel awful.
We just don't have the space anymore, and Jen is going insane with all the squirrels.
I
could line the sofa with all the squirrel stuff.
Jemima doesn't count, but no, there's too many squirrels now. And too many knitted Shadowhearts.
But thank you.
I love them all.
what we are going to do actually soon, and I think I may have mentioned this, is
yeah, just bring some gifts, some bricks to make the cottage. That is a joke.
We're gonna put a lot of the stuff that we can't keep anymore online, and possibly auction them for Warlord the charity. No, War Child. War Child the charity.
Very different.
War Child the charity. Jesus, no. God damn it.
No.
War Child.
Banned. Get out.
Oh no.
No. Shut up. Kelly, you can ban
That was a
people.
typo in my head.
You can ban people. Feel free.
Ban me.
Yeah.
War Child, the charity. Right, guys, serious conversation. War Child, the charity that helps children in war zones around the world. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna eventually put the gifts up online, and anyone who doesn't want this to happen can just say, "Hey, no, I really wanted you guys to keep that one." You can respond to us. We don't know how we're gonna do this, but this is the plan. Respond and say, "No, I wanted you guys to keep this," and any other ones that people are like, "Yeah, sure." Auction stuff. We will auction it. We can offer to sign it or not, and make all that money go to War Child for towards helping children in war zones, which I feel is an incredibly important cause. Whew. Okay.
Right. What was the next thing?
The squirrel tax. You guys are amazing.
You are the
Speaking
best.
of War Child, you guys, yeah.
You like so we did, as for those who need catching up, we got so fed up of people going to Aliona, "I kicked your squirrel," or "Oh, were you the squirrel I kicked," or blah blah blah, and we were like, "Shut up, no, it's a different squirrel," that we started taxing people for charity. For War Child, and lots of people donated, but a lot of people from this community donated, even though they haven't kicked the squirrel. And can I just say, in Vegas, we caught about 6 people, and none of them donated.
Mm-hmm.
But all of the latest donations have been from you guys who haven't even kicked the squirrel, and that's just a real testament to how absolutely wonderful you are. So thank you for that. Didn't need to. That's not your responsibility. It's the people that should have donated.
There's a lot of people who watch the streams. It's just the people who watch the streams. So you guys are amazing. It's on £2,000, which is like $2,600.
Yeah, we didn't expect it that at all. Yeah.
Great. We're on our last subject.
Last
subject is somebody on the. It's a nice one to end on. Somebody on the panel at Holland Comic Con asked a great question. Jen and I and maybe Dev, we all kind of gave a funny answer. And the reason we did that is because we're like, we don't want to take too much time up of other people. So we were like, we'll just answer that on our stream. And that question was really brilliant. You might be here because you did also say Jen and Aliona for president. And the question was, what's our why?
Yeah.
Why do we do what we do? Why did we take up the roles that we did on Baldur's Gate? Why do we do what we do? And we were like, can we have a link to the charity again, please? If someone could send that. So the answer that we gave at the time, I was like, money. But that's not the genuine answer. So do you want to...
we would not be doing this job if it was for the money. So for me, and I think for you, but I am going to answer for me, is because there's nothing I love more in this world other than Aliona and maybe books. But no, acting has been the thing that has made me the happiest since I can remember. I love it so much, and I love that. I love doing it for a start, but also, for me, and I think a lot of people might resonate with this, like, I was bullied at school. I really struggled socially, and a lot of that I'm like, undiagnosed ADHD, obviously, and also being tiny, not that makes you deserve bullying, but anyway, by the by, it really gave me a community, and, even if that community was a load of grown-ups and older kids and like other misfits. Like it gave me that like a sense of purpose and a sense of belonging where I didn't have any. And I think going forward, like if I can help share and give that to other people, and like Baldur's Gate 3 was a perfect example of that. Look how many friendships and communities have been made because of the game that we worked on, and that is beautiful. And if I can help share that as well as do what I love, like what a perfect combination. So yeah, that's my why.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
I love you. That's a brilliant answer.
Yeah.
So for me, someone asked why did we take up the roles on Baldur's Gate? And as you know, I am an actor, but I performance directed on the game. And I said a jokey answer. I was like, because I didn't get the role of Shadowheart. But the reason I took up performance directing is because I wanted to learn from everyone that was already on the game, and I did. I learnt so much from the amazing, like the crew. I learnt so much, the technical details of what it means to make a good game, and from the actors, there were some amazing performers on there. Some people not as experienced, so I had to guide them through, which was great because I learnt how
like
to.
me.
Sometimes, yeah. But towards the end, no, I've been learning from you so much since. But I had to learn how I can guide people through what I already know, but also how to learn from other people, especially more experienced actors who've been around for a long time. So that was amazing. As an actor, my why for that, I don't know if anyone knows, I think it's a Japanese concept, ikigai. And I remember reading about that when I was like 19, trying to decide what to do. And it was like the 4 intersections of what are you good at, what can you make money for, what is good for the world, and what do you enjoy doing, I think. I think those are the 4 intersections. And it was either... So one option, because I was studying psychology, was I enjoy psychology, do I go into... And this is genuine. Do I go into trauma therapy for children in war zones? Which is why I really love working with War Child. That's something I seriously considered. Or the other option was acting, because that is what I genuinely enjoy. And the reason, how I reasoned with, well, this is good for the world, is once you get into a position like we have now, where you have a reach, and that's incredibly important in a community like we do, the amount of attention you can bring to important NGOs and charities like War Child is... the influence can be as big as it is doing trauma therapy. So I decided that would be my path. And it's also because I love it so much. And I cannot explain. I was trying to put it into words to Jen. I was like, I don't know how to explain this. But when I'm acting, there is nothing like it. And I think it's because I fear it and I love it at the same time. I find it really hard but so rewarding. I think it's focusing for that long, like the concentration. There's something in there. There's some things in life that I'm like, I can learn to be really good at that. Easy. Whereas acting, I'm like, this is nicely challenging. So that is my why. I just didn't want to answer it on the panel and get real deep because it was vibes, so we were just having a good time.
Oh, Vancat, thank you so much.
But yes, that's the why.
That's
and with that,
on that
we have
note,
finished our housekeeping, so we can welcome in our guest. Wait, I forgot to say your surname. I don't want to say it wrong.
Amarnani,
right?
Amarnani.
Please welcome Vritika Amarnani, who was the lead mocap technician on Baldur's Gate 3.
Woo! Come on in the middle.
And also, I should say, our really good friend.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, she's here.
With the most princessy, like.
She's a Disney princess,
just look
you guys.
how long this hair is.
She's a Disney princess.
It's grown so much since we last.
I'm gonna move the squirrel to look like it's on your shoulder because then
yeah.
even more of a Disney princess. And V is V's nickname. V is actually smaller than us. Someone is smaller than us for once.
I know. I think I've only met just once in my whole life someone's that like a bit more shorter than I am.
What is your height?
149. No, 150. It ranges depending on the day. You know, sometimes I shrink.
4'11".
Yes, and sometimes barely 5 foot. Like it kind of like ranges between both.
Tiny.
I know.
That is little.
Tiny
Yeah,
baby
very
Disney
small.
princess.
So
Without shoes.
very
Without
very
shoes.
small.
Wow.
My character is called Ver which means very small. Named after you, basically.
Be small.
So V worked on Baldur's Gate for 2 years. 2 years?
2 years.
From the very beginning of the game. Really, it felt like you were on it for so much longer because you
Yeah.
influenced it so much.
V created one of the most gorgeous working environments. Like V would be the first person sometimes to like greet you off the bat, and like when you knew you were working with V, you'd be like, yes,
You were just...
yeah.
And you were my closest friend on there as well.
I know. Like whenever I have a throwback, like I only have really good memories with working Jen and Aliona. And I mean, fun fact, when all of this started, they were not together.
Yeah!
What?
Which I don't know. It feels like you guys have always been together in a
I know.
weird way.
Yeah.
Even I feel like that.
Yeah.
But when I look,
Illegal.
when I look back, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, they were not together.
Yeah, you were my first friend on that.
No.
Sorry, I interrupted. You were saying...
Yeah, and
we were
then
together.
I don't know. I think so much positive came out of the game. Like I remember joining. I came straight out of uni, and I got offered this job at Pit Stop. And I walked into the studio, and the cameras weren't even up. Nothing was up. It was just
my
like
God.
an empty space. And they were like, "Oh well, you're gonna help us to set up the studio." And we were talking with Larian. And I don't know, because I felt like there was no one senior to me when it came to mocap. I just felt like there was a lot of weight, like mocap needs to be perfect in this project. Again, I had no idea about this project. I was like, okay, the title sounds fun, but I had no idea it would end up being what it is today. And I don't know, I remember like seeing a reactor come in, and like the person, one of the actors that I connected a lot with was actually Jen. Like she would come in and I was like, she's such a sweet actress. Like everyone absolutely adored her. Jen then came in as a director later
Were you
down the
there?
line.
Were you there when I was voice director? No.
No,
Oh,
I
you
left. I left by then, sadly.
Good. No. Oh yeah, no, because that would have been so. Imagine if we'd been in the same room.
That would have been really
That
well.
would have been dreamy.
I did play my master games on how to get all of us in one single room.
Oh my god, do you remember? So V was in charge of the schedule. So I should clarify, V worked for Pit Stop, where I worked as well, where the game, where all the dialogue, 99% of the dialogue was recorded. Not for Larian, because often people say I performance directed for Larian. No, I worked at Pit Stop where the dialogue recording took place. And the same
There's always
is for
lots of
V.
outsourcing things, yeah.
So yeah, like there's a couple of studios where the developers outsource the recording to. It's usually not done in-house in a studio. But some do. Anyway, I forgot what to say. Oh yeah, V was in charge of the schedule at the beginning.
Yeah.
And so you would make sure if it was a Jen session, if Jen was recording Shadowheart, it would be me and you working together, Beth Park, and Jake doing the sound
Okay,
engineering.
Yeah,
okay.
that was
I
such a good-
I see the comment, so there's a story behind that.
Matchmaker.
There's a big story behind this, because I went to Ali and I was like, I think you have a thing. Like, I was like, how do you feel about Jen?
Yes, you did.
And she was like, oh yeah, not really my type. And I was like, sure, I could see them vibing, yeah. Anyways, I was in charge of the scheduling, and I was like,
I didn't know this.
I love to work with people that I vibe with. So I would have Jake as the audio engineer. Love working with Beth, the director as well. And whenever Jen will come in, I will make sure she's in my session with Jen directing her. Because again, you could see the chemistry between them. And I was like, they're in denial, but whatever. And yep. I mean,
I agree, what a fucking queen. What you guys need to know about lovable V here is she's quite shy, and you've just come on and you're like, here's the tea, guys.
I love it.
This is how I'm responsible for these two being together.
You're
not
always
fully. They were
grateful.
already flirting, guys.
Can V be with my wing woman? Yeah.
We were flirting.
No.
Were
Yeah,
we?
V is our favourite person.
It wasn't the flirting.
We
it was the
didn't even
vibe.
know.
Like, I
The
think you guys
vibe.
were like
Yeah, we got along.
We
really
did get
well.
on.
And
really, really
like we would go out for like to grab food or something, and she would be like, I need to bring Jen here. Like she will be the first thought.
You always invited me
I
to
did.
like
I
the,
did.
the.
I thought you were really cool.
Yeah.
That's why.
I forgot that you always made sure to invite me. And
I
I'm
did.
Like, Aliona wants me there. Cool.
Yeah.
Gurm68, thank you so much.
Again, I never knew that they would actually end up together.
No, we didn't either.
But were you surprised when Aliona said?
Well,
No, because you worked it out, didn't you?
Well, it was so. This was during COVID, and
PS5 has gone into rest mode.
me and Aliona were chatting a lot, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm actually staying over at at someone's place," and I was like, "It's a hookup. I wonder who she's like hooking up with." And she's like, "Let me do like a video call with you." I'm like, "Okay, that's weird." Turn on the camera, Jen's there, and I was like. It took me a couple of seconds to be like, what's going on? And then I was like, actually, that makes so much sense.
You match made.
you matched me. You made it happen.
It was both of you. I just kind of helped us to be more together.
You knew before we knew because we just thought we really got along. We were like, we just vibe.
We didn't think about it in that way.
We really didn't. V with just a V. People are saying V, like that, right?
Yeah.
Don't know why she just likes to be cool like that. V, if you don't mind me asking, where did you learn English? Your accent is very rhotic, almost Irish.
Oh, well, I don't have any single Irish in me. I am... It's a weird one. So, I was born in Saudi Arabia.
Wait, I didn't know that.
I was born in Saudi Arabia.
We're all learning this right now.
Because my dad worked there, and then obviously had 2 daughters, and he was like, we should move countries, because again, let's move countries. And then we went to Spain, where my mom's family was based in, and when I was 4 years old, I moved to Spain. I lived my whole life in Spain, and then I came to UK to study Mocap. Well, not Mocap, 3D animation, and the accent is just a pickup of all the places that I've been in. So it just
we
became
love these accents.
a weird accent from everyone.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah, you're iconic.
You are.
I just thought we got along well. Like, you knew before we knew.
I like that you're still on that.
This
is
why-
he's there like talking about her heritage, and
I'm
you're
sorry.
there like.
No, but like this is why I asked. I was like, Aliona, what do you think about Jen? Good, and she's like, I was like, okay, whatever.
It is true, yes. I did give Jen COVID on our first date.
Yes.
Oh
That
my
is
god,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. Disney princess matchmakers and nothing V can't do. No.
Well, I can't grab stuff off shelves because again, I'm very short and we've established that.
Also, like me, V joined Baldur's Gate. You were so young, like you said, you were fresh out of university,
Yeah.
first job. What
Still
a first
a
job
baby.
to
I
start
know,
on.
and they were like, I think within like 2 months they were like, you're gonna be the lead mocap, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot of responsibility. So, but I love the job
But
because
she was
I met
amazing at her job.
so many people, and what I wanted to create is just like, a very like nice family environment, and it was just lovely to work with everyone that I met, the actors as well. I think they are still one of the loveliest celebrities that I've met. They are celebrities.
Niche celebrities.
Yeah, so whenever I meet new people now, I keep comparing. I'm like, nah, no one can beat no one can beat them.
Someone said, Aliona speed run sickness and in health. I just remembered Luke asked us to get a photo of all 3 of us together with the chat out the way. We never need to pause for that long.
I like it.
But it's just fun that way. And now I need to get the chat back up, and I don't know how to do that.
You can do it.
There
You're
we
doing
go.
it. You're doing great.
So we
Steve.
should start playing the game.
Oh yeah. So
Baldur's Gate. Remember that game?
Nah. Baldur's who?
And
No, I'm genuinely quite excited.
And me and V will keep talking about all things mocap while Jen locks in on the game. Bye, Jen. You've gone off the screen already. Hold on. But yeah, that is pretty iconic.
I've got it
of
on
you.
quite quiet because we've got because we've been playing Expedition 33 so much, I keep on pressing R2 trying to get Verismore to run faster. That's not the
like that.
button.
So Jen, this is
Yeah.
how the screen will look. you know how you're always like, oh, you're cutting things off, and I'm like, I'm not. It's just we don't fully use the whole screen.
Oh,
do you see?
cool.
And then once I do that, look. Once I do that, it looks like I've cut off our foreheads, but not V's because she's so small. But the rest of us.
Hang on. Oh no, we haven't. We've got to loot everywhere. Haven't
Quickly speaking of Baldur's Gate, Theo Solomon, as in our dear Will, guys, he's not in Expedition 33. I have come across a few times people saying,
Hi guys.
oh, why is Theo being ignored? He's in Expedition. Because he's not in Expedition. If he was in Expedition, they would have also used that. Like, they've clearly... I spoke to him about it, and they're like, it's not him. Because I was like, I don't know. Maybe Theo just hasn't mentioned this to us.
And sounds different.
And sounds like a different person. But, you know, people could put on voices. And they're like, no, and also we would have used him in marketing if he was in it. He would have been invited to the same parties and stuff. So that's not Theo, guys. I actually have the name of the actor that it is. I get why people are being defensive, and I think that's cool that people protective of Theo, but it's not him.
It's not him.
So there's no need to be
embarrassing.
And I'll mention it again on our expedition stream. But yeah, there's it's not him. Let me find the name. The name of the actor is. Also, you should let V play the game. Have you ever played it?
I don't think so. It's
Do you game?
No, I don't.
Just work on them.
I just work on them, on a lot of them, but...
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
The actor is Bailey Patrick.
Oh, what other things have you been on aside from Baldur's Gate 3? So I worked on a lot of film, TV, and games.
Lots of film.
Worked on Snow White. I know, no comments about that. Let's move on from that. The Marvels. What was the last one that came out? Anything Marvel related, I've probably worked on it, kind of thing.
The link with Expedition 33 here is that Andy Serkis is V's employer.
Yeah.
Because she works at Imaginarium Studios now.
Yeah. And it was really funny when she's like, oh, I'm going to meet your boss tonight. And I was like, huh? It's like,
asking for a raise.
We did not. We were scared.
I
Someone
would have done, I just forgot.
Someone said, I do hear Aliona and every other character in Expedition 33 after the Aliona Square, but that was also wishful thinking, I guess. Yeah, it was wishful thinking. I get it. I just wanted to confirm that's not.
I am everyone's going, Jen, the bomb. I know the bomb, but somebody said make sure I loot everywhere, so I'm looting first.
I think I have some questions ready for you, V.
Oh.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I know. We need to break the foundry. I'm looting, because then I can't loot if I've blown it up. I love that.
Well, here's a good question. V, I believe a number of cutscenes were recorded both by the characters, actors, and by a mocap performer.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that the case?
So, many times we wouldn't really need dialogue, for example, a cutscene, so it would just be actions, and it'll be much easier to get like a mocap actor to do that. Financially as well, this just happens in movies, games, and literally everything. Sometimes the actions are actually recorded by someone else. It's actually cheaper for the studio as well. But other than that, like for example, there might be stunts or stuff that like voice actors or just actors can't do. So that's why there will be specific people hired to do these like stunts.
Yeah, one of the reasons it's cheaper is because you can get one mocap performer in to do several roles that day, as opposed to if you had Jen come in and do a Shadowheart cutscene, Dev come in and do a Lae'zel cutscene. Like, it makes sense financially. That's why I like all the mocap performers took on multiple roles. That's why I did Shadowheart, Lae'zel, Orin, some goblins, like random ones, and one of the goblins that I did was a bit of a stunt. The bit where you meet Will and he goes to kill one of them and they fall on a crash mat. Like, I've got some training in that. The same goes for Neil, the same goes for Josh, the same goes for Saskia and Katrina. These are all people who have a little bit of stunt training as well.
Yeah. I'd have loved to have done everything, just FYI, but it's not in our control as actors what we're chosen to do. Like, I think often people are like, oh, Jen didn't want to do that, and it's like, no. I don't have a choice. We don't have a choice about what we record and don't record, which is annoying, but you know.
Next question, about the process of mocapping non-humanoid creatures / monsters. Who decides how an imp or a mind flayer is supposed to act and move?
It's kind of a combination between the actual animators and the directors, because the directors want them to move a certain way, but then again we have to make sure it's technically correct for it to be able to use in the game. So for the animators to be able to work on it, but usually mocap is pretty flexible. So we usually go with whatever the director wants. So the director kind of like makes that call.
We had a
Jamie's going to give us the answer to world peace. Have I missed something? I'm confused.
I think they're being rude.
Oh, don't be rude.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell. Hello. For the imps, I came up with... So, essentially, the way it worked for the performance directors... There was 2 performance directors who were there... Well, no. I joined 6 months in. You guys were already on the game. Oh, yes. I wanted to mention earlier about me and Jen dating. I did join the game after Jen was already cast. There's a lot of... Every now and again, I hear people say, oh, isn't that inappropriate that...
No.
As a director...
Also, as if you have any power.
I had no power. I couldn't
God
cast.
love you.
I could suggest people, but I could not cast, and I was freelance. So I was there twice or 3 times a week the whole time while we were recording the game for 4 years, but I wasn't in a position of power.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
You might think that you were, but you were not.
No.
No. Am I in the right place for getting the crossbow ingredients?
Yeah, it is weird. If I hadn't taken the job, maybe I would have never met Jen.
There was no power imbalance. I was the power. Mwah.
Did you meet father of Mocap, Andy Serkis? V works for him, so...
Yeah, multiple
Blueprint on
times.
the
It's really,
desk.
really nice. Very humble. Very, very nice person. Yeah.
When V moved over to Imaginarium... Oh no, I was already working at Imaginarium a little bit. But I think the first time I met Andy in a professional capacity working with him, you were already there and he was directing me that day for the Shakespeare demo.
I think that was right before I started. Yeah.
So wait, there was something else I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, so imps. That was it. The way it worked was there were a couple of performance directors on the game when I joined. There was like 4 maybe? A couple of them left and Gabriel stayed on. Do you guys know Gabriel's surname? Is it Zozana? Something like that.
That's bad. We don't know it.
You know, because he just had 2 letters instead of his surname.
Full surname.
Sam talks about him on panels because
They worked quite closely together.
they worked with Gabriel.
I worked with Gabriel mainly when I was voice directing.
Oh.
He's wonderful to work with. Absolutely wonderful.
So a couple of the other performance directors.
Targeting module, an optical focus device, is fitted
Hey, Millie.
with a watcher's
A couple of the other performance directors left. So Asher Jennings Grant, who then came back as a intimacy director, and Holly Redaway moved elsewhere, and that's when I joined. I joined and then they left. So it was me and Gabriel mostly for about 2 years. The only 2 performance directors for all the sessions. It was a lot. And so if a new race, I'll wait till Millie's done.
To the untiring efforts of the Bainite overseers.
Thank you, Millie. If a new fantasy race came into the game and you were taking the first session, as the performance director, it was your job to come up with the movement. That's how it works. So, for instance, Githyanki, Gabriel came up with that. The Imps, I came up with that. Mind Flayer, I think Gabriel may have come up with the Mind Flayers, and then for some reason it wasn't working, so I moved it around a bit and shifted it. And then we get information from the cinematics or animation department describing what they're like in all senses, for their voice, for their appearance. We get some art, some ideas on how they should move, and then we kind of workshop it with the actor. And then, for instance, for the Imps, what was his name? You know him well. He played
With the plaque you just read. Sorry, hang on. Let me.
Carl Queensborough did a really good imp.
Targeting module, and you need that. Was that the thing I just Sorry.
It's okay. So Carl did a really good imp on the first session, and he became the reference for the other imps of that, anyone who played the imp race. and the same dev was the reference for Githyanki. If anyone was recording a Githyanki, you would have a video example of how dev did Githyanki. Does that cover it?
Yeah.
Have I confused anything?
No, I think that's right. Like, yeah, I mean, ultimately it was the performance directors coming up with these signature moves. I think a couple of times maybe the clown was like, as in Larry was like, oh, this doesn't work, but that's fine, because I think this whole game was a big process, you know, like back and forth and like testing things. And I guess that's the beauty of it, right? Like, they could always come back and be like, actually, can we like play around different things? And yeah, that's the beauty of making games. I think there's so much more lenient than making movies.
And the mocap technician, V's job, in whoever the mocap technician was in the room, what?
Jay's locked in, V's serving face, and A's yapping. Love it.
Oh, it's good because it's J, V, and A. Everyone can shoot on everyone. Everything.
You should be back up there. You can take the party downstairs.
The mocap technician was the most knowledgeable person in the room when it came to mocap. So if anything...
Stop it. I'm taken. But feel free to flirt. I love flirting. That's a Libra.
We love this.
If the performance director came up with any suggestions, or the actor came up with any suggestions that would not work practically, you would be there and be like, no. Good suggestion, but no, that's not going to work. Things like the designs of characters, for instance, the hag, she has really long hands and claws, if people remember, and so we needed to make sure that Renna, when she was recording her, kind of had like a bend in her elbow, otherwise her claws would go through her knees on the design, and that's exactly what the mocap technician had their eyes on while we were recording, because they were the most technically knowledgeable in the room. Did you study, you did a, what's it called?
I did a placement on, it was a question I think before, it was like, how did I get into the industry? So it kind of goes on to that. But basically, I went to University of Portsmouth, and I studied computer animation and VFX, this is a bit, what's it called? Very, you know how like everyone does it? Basically, I watched Avatar as a kid, and I was like,
wait, which Avatar? Blue or
both of them?
Airbender.
But the blue one, that's the reason I was like, oh my god, I would love to do VFX and get into mocap.
That's cute, isn't it?
Yeah, Portsmouth is a really good uni. If you want to get into mocap, I highly recommend it. They have a great mocap studio. There's a person there called Alex Council. He runs kind of the mocap studio. Amazing guy, has so many contacts in the industry. Definitely recommend it. But yes, Blue Avatar, that's what got me into wanting to do mocap. And
The table in the corner with the plaque.
they used to do placement years, and I interviewed to be a placement, like kind of like help manage the studio of Portsmouth, and that's how I learned all the mocap, and somehow ended up in Pit Stop, and that's how my journey kind of started.
Yeah.
And then after Pit Stop, the reason I left Pit Stop was because I got a really good offer from ILM, who's part of Lucasfilms, and it was always a dream place to go to and learn from people that have been in the industry for like 10-15 years, because in Pit Stop I was the only mocap person, and everything that I did was self-learned. So I thought it was time to go out in the industry and kind of get all the knowledge from...
Aww.
I'll text him.
Yeah.
Jen's dad just called.
Yes, I left Pit Stop because I accomplished the matchmaking.
Yeah, you were like, I
100%.
peaked. I'm just asking him if everything's alright.
Yeah. Hello. Sorry, I know that interrupted. What were you
Your
in the middle of
flow.
saying?
No, but yeah, that's how I got into the industry, and then after ILM I jumped to Imaginarium Studios, which again it was founded by Andy Serkis, the god of mocap, and we do a lot of fun film, TV, games, everything, and that's what I love about Imaginarium Studios, that we just, it's not like just focus onto one thing. Again, we're all very neurodivergent there, so it's really fun to be doing a lot of things and not being stuck to one thing.
That does not surprise me.
Senor English. Andy is what inspired me to get into mocap, or kind of like made me aware of mocap, and then I think the Avatar as well, like watching the behind the scenes.
Right.
Yeah.
It was the
So
behind the scenes. It's like,
cool.
oh my god, I want to be there, like behind the scenes doing all of that stuff.
And how they made that world, and I was like, I just want to go to Pandora, but the only way I can go to Pandora is if I do mocap. So it'll take me to Pandora. Right, next question.
Where
Good-
am I
good
going
answers.
for? Somebody said something. Where was the bit?
Do I love neurodivergent people and they're working mocap? Oh, 100%. My whole department. It's really hard to get like things done because I generally think like maybe like 3/4 of us in our virtual production department probably have ADHD. I think some of them are diagnosed, some of them are not. Definitely some sort of neurodivergent. Very hard to get shit done, but but when we do all get into that mindset, I think it's the beauty of things because we are so neurodivergent. Everyone creates like beautiful things.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
it's top floor. Okay.
Someone said they met... Matt Hodges said, you met Andy Serkis at C2E2. I think it's the most starstruck he's ever been, meeting you. I understand Matt Hodges.
I understand Matt Hodges. That's all how we feel about you, Matt Hodges.
We've met Matt a few times. We love Matt Hodges. I realised we didn't cover a very important question. What exactly did you do on Baldur's Gate, and what exactly was the job?
Yeah,
that is a
describe
very
it.
good place to start that we missed. I'm just going to fill up on some water. Do you need any more?
Hang on, wait. Back upstairs, then lower floor, the workbenches on the southern part of the main hall. Oh, south. Okay.
Answering Aliona's question.
Sorry, yeah, I'm not manning the fort well here.
What did I do? Well, apart from matchmaking. No, I'm kidding.
Just describe what the job role is.
The job role, it was to maintain the studio, so that will mean the technical aspect of it. That will be the markers, the suits, the cameras.
The markers are the little the dots. The suits, you can figure out what the suits are, the mocap suits.
The mocap suits, and then bringing. So in the mornings we would suit up the actors.
V is gorgeous, she really is. Carry on, sorry.
Hard agree.
In the mornings we would suit up the actors, or evening depending when the session is. ROM them. ROM is a range of movement, so that's how we get the actor into the system. So we would do like a mini ROM dance, get them into the system, and we would, well, this is what I tried to do. I don't know if they kind of continued doing this, but get the actor, get the 3D rig, so the character rig, put it onto the actors so that the directors can have a visual aid of how the character would look in the game. So I would do that, the whole technical aspect, but then I really got involved into the coordination aspect as well. So I would kind of like combine both of them, and that's where I would schedule things. Oh, you look my IMDb. Yes, I did Until Dawn as well.
There's a table.
What's Until Dawn?
It's a horror kind of game.
Where did you do that?
Imaginarium as well.
There's a table just behind me.
I think I've heard of it. I have heard of it. That's cool. Dude.
No, not you.
We were all very sad when V left. Really sad.
I know.
And I'm still like, that's cool you did a game elsewhere. I mean, you could have just stayed the whole time and we would have had a great experience.
To be fair,
Oh, their arm right in front
I
of Oh,
was
it's an arm.
very heartbroken to leave, but it was mainly because of the people that I worked with. Like, so many amazing people. The directors were amazing, and it's so interesting. Like, I left maybe like 4 years ago now, and I still like meet up with these people.
Yeah.
Not so much because I think like everyone got really busy in life, but like if they ever need something, they know that I'll always be there for them.
Absolutely.
And vice versa. So I think it's one of the greatest people I've actually met was in Pit Stop. That's very, very true. And whenever people go like, oh, how was your time at Pit Stop? I always have like good things to say about, because of people like you guys.
Can I just say, the way Jen is so locked in when you said some of the most amazing people I've met at a pit stop, and Jen's like, huh?
Huh?
But it's true, she's so pretty and nice. And it's like,
You made it the warmest
No, but you
environment to
did.
be in.
And I like, honestly, I was devastated when you left.
I get it, like,
It was not the same.
upwards career progression, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we were very happy for you and all that.
But also, V organised the best parties
you
when
did.
we had to have Christmas parties. Oh, you were so good at that. You were just amazing. She's like a Disney princess inside and out.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Where am I going now? Where now?
Let's
Sorry, just let me sort this so I can.
So
just...
Jen has used a mod on this game. You know, in your party, you're only meant to have 3 party members. She's recruited like 6 of them.
Yeah, because I don't want
You're
to have to
allowed?
choose.
She just used a mod.
Table with the targeting thing. What's a targeting thing? Like this way along?
So yeah, to clarify,
Targeting module!
when we do
I
record,
did it!
well done, babe.
Thank you. Now I'm going to blow shit up. Bye!
I didn't mean to sound patronising. But
No, you patronise away. Can I
Um,
blow stuff up now?
when we recorded our sessions to get the voice and the mocap recorded, we had mocap technician, performance director, voice director, and a voice technician. No, what's their name? Not a voice technician.
Audio engineer.
Audio
Or the
engineer.
engineer.
There you go.
Voice technician. I mean, technically, yes.
I mean, yeah.
But me and you were a great.
You were a great team.
team.
You guys work together so well.
Most mocap technicians, they just keep their eyes on the mocap itself to make sure everything is running correctly, everything works. But V, quite soon in, I realised when I was giving direction to someone, if it was good direction and the actor like made a change and it really paid off, I'd get the V.
Yeah.
That's so true.
The little.
But like, I wouldn't realize I was doing it until you brought it out, and you're like, you kind of do a nod of
You need to build
approval,
a
and I was
whisper.
like,
Okay.
I didn't know that.
It wasn't just a nod. It was like you would vocalize. You'd be like.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, like.
Need the work. Where's the workbench? Sorry.
And should we let you do this and then we'll keep on talking because
No, it's fine.
I feel like you got a lot going on. What are you doing?
Up here, is this the workbench? This feels like the workbench. I'm building a really. I don't want this.
What are you building?
Stuff. Okay. In the other room.
She is building destruction.
The room. I'm building destruction. Okay. Let a girl cook.
So, yeah. Wait, have you been stuck on this whole time?
Yes, I have.
Because I've seen you running around here already.
Yes, I have.
Wow.
Yes, I have.
Wow.
I can't say anything more other than I have. But look, we don't have many powerful crossbows, and I like to hurt people.
Yeah, so Jen's discovered this like bloodlust that she has from this
But
game.
the thing is
She's
that
so
I think
cute, but yeah.
no, but I think
No, I get it.
no, yeah, thank you.
Because she doesn't get to exact it in real life because she's small and cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You would be the same.
How exactly?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, out. Yeah.
I used
So I
to-
was like, I get it.
I used to play a game called Soul Blade, and when I was really young, like I must have been about like 10 or something, and it was on my sibling and I played it on the PlayStation, and it was just violence, like it was just a fighting game, and no story, nothing, it was just violence, and I loved it so much, but I used to get really aggressive afterwards, so I got banned from playing it.
What? I don't see you getting aggressive.
When she games, she's like, yes, they're burning alive. I love it. Truly.
I do. I really like it. It's so much fun.
Um,
Hate it in films though.
I know, because it's too real.
It's too real.
And this is why I can never see like a horror movie or.
have you watched Sinners?
No, I want to
It's so
watch
Do you
it.
know
Good.
what? I can't handle horror, but that was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of set up in a way that you can manage.
Okay.
It's gory but not crazy.
It's gory, but have you seen? No, that one's quite gory.
Which
it's
is
like
the workbench.
it's when the gore is almost too far that you're like, oh, okay, now I don't believe the gore.
Because it's too fake, kind of like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really recommend it.
It's really, really good. And after watching Sinners, I really want to play South of Midnight because it's a similar sort of story setting. So maybe
Which
after Expedition.
workbench? In this room to the right. Thank you.
But yeah, what I was saying
I
is
appreciate you.
when you direct mocap, it is
Here?
a very unique thing because you have a voice director who's in charge of the session, who's really leading it, and they're trying to get they're trying to get the actor to deliver the lines, like generally give the performance. So mocap is really hard to describe because it does change things. It changes the performance with the way someone moves their body.
100%.
But it's almost undetectable. So you give notes and they feel a little bit.
I think it's undetectable when you're like why is she giving me this note kind of thing.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at the screen, you're like, that makes such a massive difference. And that's the
Yeah.
thing. Mocap picks up even the slightest, like, it picks up everything. And this is why, like, the smallest notes, even for the actors, if it's like, that's just stupid, it makes no difference, it makes a massive difference. And this is why I think we should have more mocap
Yeah.
performance-based
100%.
directors.
And that's when I would get the from V of like, yeah, that really
That
paid
look
off.
good.
What did you just do a little dance about?
Nothing.
What happened? No, tell us.
I just made a crossbow. I made it with
Congratulations.
my bare hands.
Congratulations.
Who do I give it to?
Guys, is it distracting that we're talking while Jen is doing this? Because
Well-
that was a Theresa May dance, wasn't it? Because we could
It
just
was a oh no.
we could take turns. It's not distracting. Okay, cool.
I mean, that's the whole basis of our entire stream. So if everyone turned around going, please do not talk while you game, we'd kind of be fucked.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
give it to Lays out. Alright then.
Your dad said everything is fine. He was just calling for a catch up.
Oh.
Okay, next questions. Have you worked on any other video games?
Until Dawn. I'm working on a lot of video games, but they're just not released. And this is the
NDA.
thing.
And yeah, with this
'Cause-
industry.
And they're really cool games. I really, really want to talk about it. But obviously I can't because NDA. And as you all know, games take like 4 to 5 years to release. So they're all on the works. Movies obviously have a shorter span. So it'll be work on it for a year and then it'll get released. Except Snow White, that took like 3 years.
You were working on that for forever.
Ages.
Yeah.
Question. Actually, someone said original Until Dawn or the remaster.
The remaster.
Yeah, you're a baby. You're
Yeah, I
literally a
wasn't.
baby.
I don't think I could do anything in the original. I think maybe I didn't even exist.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know what it was. Has there been an increase behind the scenes of more studios seeking out performance capture after seeing the success of Baldur's Gate? And what other ways is its success changing your work?
Oh, okay.
I think the question could be more: has there been an increase in mocap in general? But yeah, what do you think?
In mocap in general, yes, because I think this mocap combination of VO, which people did use it before, but I think Baldur's Gate, I might be wrong, so do correct me.
Oh, the original was in 2015.
Oh, I did exist, but I was freshly at uni, so no, I didn't do
People
it.
are like, wait, does that make V10?
V's 10 years old?
I mean,
I just look 10.
You
but
do
I'm-
look very young.
I'm not 10.
That's
27
funny.
is really fucking old.
No, wow.
I know.
Weren't you like 21 on the game?
Yeah, you were
22.
Yes, I was 21 when I started working for Baldur's Gate.
Wow.
Same.
Wow.
Really? No. First I was like, whoa. Yeah.
Babies.
Babies. We were babies though.
Sorry, yes, you were saying about mocap.
No,
becoming-
27 is not old. I don't mean to make other people feel old.
Yeah,
no. Like
you
I just
fucked it
feel
now.
old because like
No,
you know
27 is a baby. That's why I said that V is a baby. We're all babies.
We're all babies.
I don't know
It's
why we've
'cause
been given any responsibility.
after 25, I don't know if this has happened to all of you, but for me after 25, like anything after that, I'm just like, I don't know. You know, it's not the same. When you're 25, you're like, yeah, I'm still young, but like now I have a drink, and the next day I'm like struggling to like keep
mean,
alive.
yeah.
I've always been like that though.
Really?
No. When I was like 21, I was like, no, I would go out until 5 in the morning and then go to work the next day.
Right.
I was a party animal.
We're all adults here, but if any of us got married, we would
Be child
child brides.
brides, absolutely.
Like, we're not old enough.
No, but like I've got yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
you were saying about mocap.
About the mocap work. Okay, so I think Baldur's Gate is one of the main games that actually did like 90% or yeah, I would say 90% of it being like all the voiceover was mocapped as well.
Someone actually,
Don't
you
really
could
care.
that
Just
would
gonna
go into
blow
the
up.
next question. What is the mocap process like? Would you already have the voice recordings, all the actors in the scene on the floor at the same time? How much room do you have as a director/team in creating the final cinematics of the cutscene, since maybe the whole set is not fully developed yet? Good question.
Oh.
It's different on like
yeah.
the kind of projects V works on now are very different to how we did Baldur's Gate. But do you want to answer how? Oh, cutscene.
Yeah, so I
Let's
think
watch this.
Ooh. I love cutscenes.
Get the fuck out of here. Kaboom.
Something I always try and fight. This is a mocap related thing. Something I always try to fight when you do running in any type of mocap is mocap is most times recorded. Oh, turn this up. I'll get back to my question.
Do I need to turn it up for you guys? Get fucked, go Tash.
The scent of rune powder drifts through the
Rune
city
powder.
like a warm embrace. I see my bond in
Ah,
the
it's just
drip,
walk by.
but it's not over.
Nick Aaron, did you ever work
So
with him?
long as a single
He's really good.
parasitic Gondian remains, Baldur's Gate is under threat. Wulbren, enough.
Yeah,
The
chill out, man.
goblins are no more. I am all that is left. You're the one. Take the city. Let the Iron Hands reign.
Put it down a bit there.
I just wish to go home and mourn my daughter in peace.
This is Act 3, so you would have left. You know
Hey,
towards.
did his
Oh,
daughter
look
die?
at
I
Lae'zel's
thought,
little
I
eyes.
thought we saved his daughter.
Look at. Clearly not. Look at Lae'zel's little eyes. That's my character there, my tab. There is more. Oh, I need. Jen, can you pass me that t-shirt, please?
Yeah, we saved them.
Thank you. Yeah.
What? My bad. I'm concentrating. What's that? Oh, your t-shirt.
Please. For Gondian told me the sky was blue, I'd look outside and check. Tubin would lie, torment,
Oh, I can turn it up.
steam until his dying breath. Kill him, or the Iron
Better?
Hands will.
Did you hear her? You never met
Wulbren,
Tracy Wells,
enough.
did you? Wow.
I won't watch as you poison your soul. And the brilliant
This guy you
future
met,
that
this is,
remains to the Ironhand Gnomes.
Dario.
I know, I was like, that sounds like Dario.
Ironhand Gnomes
That's Dario's character.
you, Wulbren.
Dario had so many roles in this game.
So
He's
many.
so brilliant.
He
The
is.
other way around. Kill Tubin, and you kill all we love. Collaboration, challenge,
Yeah.
solving problems with the
Yeah.
power of reason, creativity, and invention.
He's really talented.
I still want to believe you're better than that, Wulbren. But even I am having my doubts.
I'm really sorry to interrupt, but I just need to announce this t-shirt. Please.
Yeah, no.
Guys, look at this t-shirt. It says, There is more, but then Jen is backwards, so I can't read it. Please, could you read it out?
It says 5 villain removal. Catherick Thorn, the absolute Gortash, Raphael, Orin.
Like Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah!
And it's the colour of Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah!
Got some over there.
You should sponsor Pepto.
Honestly.
Like, they should pay you at this point.
Do you know what? Can I tell you? Jen got me cough syrup the other day, and it tasted gross, and I was so offended. And she was like, medicine isn't meant to taste good. And I'm like, yes, it is. Yes, it
It is. Okay, so I grew up in Spain. There's a thing called Dulce, and as kids we would have this thing called Dulce, and this would be like this amazing medicine, and it would taste amazing. So yes, I'm all in favor of like medicine tasting amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're both
It's like,
crazy.
it's like, what's the one that we had as kids? Cowpole.
Dulce, yeah, someone here drank Dulce.
Cowpole tastes amazing. Oh, Strepsils are tasting. Actually, I need to take one.
Yeah, 20.
Jen, where's you? Oh, congrats. Where's my Strepsils? Did you hide them somewhere, babe?
I did.
Where? Where did you hide them,
Yes,
Jen?
yes. I can get you some. You can get some strawberry ones because I'm fed up of smelling the lemony ones on your breath.
Valid. Thank you, Shublo,
Thank
for
you,
this
press
t-shirt. I'm not going to press anything. So I wanted to quickly say about mocap, right? You see the running scene that they just did?
Yeah.
Most mocap has to be recorded somewhere. There is now mocap that can be recorded on site, so like
Yeah.
on set, but there's always going to be a limitation. So when you do a running scene, thank
What
you.
did you do?
I didn't do anything. Thank you, babe. You're going to be limited by space. You're going to be limited by.
No, you're just taking this.
You're going to be limited by space, and so I always notice when people run, they're aware that they can't run very far. Usually the space is like how many meters? Like 9 by 9.
I say,
9 by 9.
Yeah.
I say you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
They deserve a leader.
I was cooking.
You are
Encourage them
cooking.
to
I'm sorry. I
create,
didn't realise it would go straight
not
into dialogue.
destroy.
Yeah, you do
They
it. Barker.
deserve someone like me.
They do,
I
Barkus.
can't save you from yourself, Wulbren. It hurts terribly. But I can't.
Go, Barkus.
Toss your values in the bin if you want. But don't throw out the iron hands with them.
Yeah,
This
Barkus.
is ridiculous. Iron hands. Kill this man.
This is such an intense scene for us to be talking about Mocap about.
Yeah, nah, they ain't having it.
How dare you? Cowards!
Yeah, fuck you.
The Gondians recognize Barkus Root as leader of the Ironhand Gnomes.
Yeah.
And look forward to ushering in a new peace between our factions.
It is with a heavy heart that I remove Wulbren Bongle from our ranks.
Yeah.
You have
Dario-
until first light to leave the city. Wulbren.
Dario deserves
I
to be
expect
promoted.
treachery from all
100%.
sides, but you,
Who does it? Dario
That's
play?
Dario.
the boy
Yeah,
who followed me
fantastic.
from the Underdark, who clung to me like moss to stone when we
Nah,
next meet,
toxic relationship.
my hammer will cleave your skull in two, and that is a promise.
So, can I quickly say before you move on?
Yes.
So, one thing I should add, Larian had a performance director who came in during the making of the game. Once they started to record their cutscenes, Greg Lidstone was the performance director for the cutscenes. So, like what you just watched. So he directed me when I was one of the mocap performers for all those kinds of scenes. So when we're talking about performance directing, we're talking about just the dialogue when the characters are stood still talking to you. As soon as they're moving, that will be cutscene stuff that mocap performers did that Greg directed, to be clear.
Yeah.
Um,
Didn't mean to do that.
what I was saying about the running, can I finish saying that, babe,
Yeah,
before
yeah,
you
yeah.
move on? So when you're running, if you're in that contained space, you know that you're running from...
Yeah.
You don't you have about, 6 strides to make it look like you're running further, and a lot of actors hold back because they know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
no, go ahead.
In IMS, what we do is like we tell the actor like run off the volume, like it doesn't matter because obviously when
The
we're
volume is the
recording-
space where you do the mocap in.
Yeah.
IMS is imaginary.
Yes, thank you. I'm speaking shortcut, and then I'm like, no, I need to explain what things are. But so the place where we record things, the volume, the actors need to stay inside the volume for us to capture everything, right? But when it comes to running, we can tell by the performance how how actors become very restrictive. So at that point we go go run off the volume, and then we'll just cut off those scenes when they're not in the volume. And what animators then do is kind of loop that
Loop
run.
it, loop that run, yeah.
That
makes sense because otherwise, yeah, you're gonna get really shit.
Yeah.
You often do, and when I did Matrix, for instance, there was not a lot, but it would happen sometimes, and I was like, I don't want to step on the director's toes, but I'm directing on Baldur's Gate right now. Guys, I can see from watching that back that we're kind of stopping ourselves. Let's not hold back. Yeah, let's exactly do that.
Yeah.
Run out the volume. And this is, I guess, what I was trying to say earlier. Performance direction, the direction that you give, it's not that it's undetectable, but it's very small, minor adjustments, and they feel like they're not going to change anything, but they do massively. It makes such an impact to, when they just ran there, it could have been a bit more angled, as if they knew they were running a long distance, as opposed to sometimes you can tell it's a short distance and it's just looped and looped and looped. And it just helps you as a viewer stay immersed in what you're watching.
For sure.
Yeah, it's subtle, but it's
I'm gonna
important.
talk to Tubin.
Subtle's the word, thank you.
It is past time. Obini and I left.
Oh, so he knows his daughters are alive. That's
There's
fine.
nothing for us here now.
Oh yes, sorry. There was a question that we kind of skimmed over, but what was the process like? Would you have had the voice recordings? Oh yeah, would you have had the voice recordings, all the actors in the scene on the floor at the same time? How much do you? So yeah, how did it look like on Baldur's Gate versus how does it look like on other projects you've worked on?
Before you
since?
answer that question, can I just talk to Barkus for a hot sec?
Yes.
Aye, not you.
Well, here we are. I am many things. A leader is not one of them.
They're the kind of leaders we
But
need.
no
Ones
time
that don't want to be
learn.
leaders.
And
Can I
I
say-
can't do any worse
Thank
than
you.
Wulbren. Sorry as I am to say it. I don't know when he became so angry.
I feel like these two are from the same
so
town.
violent. But I'm glad to say I see the truth of it now. At last.
He's so good.
Thank you for your
Thank you,
encouragement.
babe.
I need it. And have done done since the day we met.
I think I directed the scene.
I may have lost Wulbren,
Really?
but I found a far preferable ally.
Oh,
Friend, even.
hell yeah.
Cute.
Now, myself and the Ironhand Gnomes have much to disentangle. But when you're ready to face what's waiting for you, believe me, we will be at your side.
Could you turn it down a little bit there?
For now, my friend.
Just a reminder, there will be an echo because we can't all put headphones in because we won't hear each other. I think I directed that because I remember giving the note that when Barker says thank you, he should do a little bow because that just seems right for his character.
Yeah,
and
he's
it
quite
really
reverent,
works.
isn't he?
And for him to be like, oh shoot, and that shift. And a lot of it was about shifts, if you remember, of like, okay, you've changed subject now, so let's see that physically. Because sometimes as an actor, you can forget about, when you're doing voice as well, you can forget about your body, so you can be like, thank you so much. Anyway, new thing. But as a person, when you say thank you so much, anyway, new thing, you shift around your body, and it just makes the storytelling a lot clearer. What were you going to say?
I forgot.
Yes, how was the mocap on this game different to how it looks on other projects?
So in
Or the
this
process, I guess.
game, mainly what I did was work in the dialogue aspect, not more than cinematics, because the cinematics was done all in Guildford, or also in Dublin. I
That's
think.
Larian. Yeah, that's where their studios are.
So
And in Ghent.
yeah, everything was like very dialogue, whereas like the stuff that I work on right now is all like cinematic based, and very little, like, there's obviously dialogue, but most of the focus is cinematic, so like the scenes will be longer. That's the difference of my.
So for instance, like on Baldur's Gate, you would have been working on, if Jen just then Verismore talking to Barkus, right?
Yes.
Those kinds of scenes.
Yeah.
Whereas now the kind of projects you're doing for film and other games are the cutscene where we saw Barkus and Wulbren speaking.
Yeah.
And like the two, did you see there was two gnome? Who were they? Gnomes? I can't remember. Next to when Wulbren said arrest him, and then they just put their weapons down.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff.
Yes.
And that's when you're trying to tell a story just physically.
Physically, yeah.
Because those two, it was just a movement. They didn't say anything.
Most
You are the
games as
narrator
well,
for
they
context.
I think they do like mocap separately and dialogue separately. Baldur's Gate, from my experience, is like one of the rarest ones that actually did all of the dialogue and all of the mocap like stuck together. I think after Baldur's Gate came out, I think there's been obviously a blow of people doing this more, which is good because
I think it really
it makes
elevates
such
the game.
it makes such a big difference when the actors are mocapped.
I agree.
It's what I think was one of the magic, like, ingredients for the game's success.
Absolutely, it really immerses you, and that's the thing. Like, people feel so connected to the story, and I think that's because it is so.
It feels so real.
believable.
Yeah.
I am going to talk to Amelia now.
Okay, talk to Amelia.
It is pleasurable to see
Glenn McCready.
your intervention within the cult's underwater complex was a timely one. I am glad my carelessness did not
Turn it down a bit
cost
there.
the life of Duke Ravengard. That you also saved
You would have.
was unexpected.
I'll show you him.
I too feel some warmth at your presence.
Really nice guy, this guy.
Your inclination to generosity is an admirable quality, one
Yeah.
I wish to reciprocate.
Oh, thanks you, Signs 2009. I love screaming. That came out.
We first thought to ask the denizens of the Underdark for their aid in fighting the cult. Alas, our influence there.
Gonna give no context.
Instead, we have selected a series of veterans from the Society's boards. Given my kind's involvement in creating this evil, it is only right that I do my part
Anyway.
to help them defeat it.
Go to horny jail right now, Jay.
Off you go, horny jail.
Bye. I'm gonna
Um,
talk to Black Angle.
That was actually the example of the mind flayer that was directed a certain way for the movements, and then we had to shift it because it wasn't quite working.
But to lose my friend in such a way would have
Friend.
been most disheartening.
Friend.
Oh yeah, we think those two are
If
together.
there's any
Really?
conclusion
Secretly, yeah.
to be drawn from this,
I think it's that Omeluum and I are safest back in the Underdark. Our research there must continue.
We call him
We may
Sandra.
not be able to fight on the
I'm
front
not
lines
quite
as
sure
you
how
do,
that started,
but
but Sandra.
we may yet do some
He
good
doesn't have a
for
name?
those
Blurg.
who
Oh,
call
that's
home.
Sandra, I like
We'll
Sandra.
depart when this absolute army is defeated. I understand you are involved in the matter. I hope our gifts will provide you with some meaningful assistance.
Someone writing in the
fighting
background.
the evil of
Yeah.
Omeluum
This
uncovered.
is
Do let us know.
place
how
of
you
study,
get on.
studious place.
I think also doing mocap makes the actor connect more to their character and performance.
Yeah, it's easier, I think.
You can rely on just doing a voice and not really putting your whole self into it. Whereas if it's mocapped, you kind of can't escape. The cameras are all around you, so you have to fully be
Yeah.
immersed.
Which I think it worked great for a lot of people, but then again, there are a lot of actors who came that were strictly VO, and I think it was very difficult for them to kind of like make that switch.
Yeah.
And I know in the first sessions they were all were like, I have like 15 cameras pointing at me plus another main one, and there was like, it was kind of like a lot of like information overload. But hopefully, I'm hoping that after the first few sessions, they were actually like, this is cool. you know?
Yeah, oh, definitely. It's terrifying, and I remember when directing, like, you would see people just completely freak the fuck out. I think it's just, and people just stop moving in a natural way because they're like, what?
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, there's so much like around me, and yeah.
Because actors and everyone in general is used to one camera. You're
Yeah.
trained for one camera on you, not... How many mocap cameras are there usually? 48, 46?
Well,
It
it
depends.
depends on the studio, every studio, but in Pit Stop there were like around 20 max, because it was a
Smaller.
voiceover booth, but like a regular mocap studio could have anywhere between 40 to 60.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Do you want to answer this question? It's quite an interesting one. But you don't have to if you don't want to.
On GTA 6, they mocapped the exotic dancers.
Hold on, sorry, I've kind of covered it up. How do I uncover it? I don't know. I'm not... Oh, there we go. As well.
As well, we talk about how more studios should utilize performance capture, but do you feel like this goes too far and it's mainly just male gaze, the musical, or do you think it's actually good growth for them? That's a good one.
That's a good question.
I think, I don't know, it's a bit of... Most of the games I do think revolve around the male gaze, unfortunately. But I
Is
think...
there anything I can do for you?
I think we are developing more, but I still don't think we're quite there.
Yeah.
It is always good to, do performance captures, and even for the exotic dancers. And I think even in Baldur's Gate there were like a lot of like steamy scenes that were mocapped. I think it's great because it doesn't feel like a fake 3D animation, kind of like, it makes it feel more real. Because, yeah, I mean, we always use animators in mocap, 100%. Without animators, we would, mocap doesn't make sense. But, yeah, it makes it more realistic, which makes the audience engage more with the game. But, yeah, I mean, it's the male gaze thing. It's still a thing there, and I think it's going to take a while for that to not be...
Absolutely. You have to look at who runs the studios, the
yeah,
developers of
or
the
like
games.
why does like every female character rig be like super booby and like wearing just like, I don't know, underwear, I don't know, and then the male is like fully dressed, like there's still a lot of that.
Like, it's not in video games, we're still not, it's not equally high, like equal splits, and I don't know, I can't say whether that's unintentional or intentional. Like, it just is that way.
Is, yeah.
Some people have been in companies for a really long time, so it happens to be that they've stuck around, so there's not many new roles available, and it tends to, I don't know what the split in most companies are, but it's always going to be more male dominated.
Don't get me wrong, it is getting better, it's getting way better, but yeah, I mean,
Ignore the fact that Jennifer is in her underwear right now.
Yeah.
Look, listen.
And so, but also there are lots of people working in games who are aware of the imbalance that is there and the male gaze, and they try to avoid
change it, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people are aware, and they do try and improve it where they can. how much room do you have as a director/team in creating the final cinematics of the cutscene, since maybe the whole set is not fully developed yet?
Well,
I think you still have a lot of... Because even if the set's not developed, I think you still know the story around it. So I think for the director and the creative team, there's still a lot of room. Also, many times, like, maybe the director will be like, actually, I want this. And then the set could be built around that. So I think... I usually sometimes prefer it the other way, where, like, the director kind of, like, gets a say in, like, how the things would run. And then build the environment or, like, the content around it. But 90% of the times, it's the other way around. Like, you have a set and you kind of work around that set.
Would you say it's quite satisfying to work in mocap? Like, you're talking about this, I'm like, God, I love it.
It is, okay, it's a weird... So I was talking to my friend about this, but, like... A lot of us, like me, I have like fake. What is it called when you pretend that you're not something? You know,
an alter ego.
No alter ego, but when you're like, oh my god, like I'm really a mocap person. Do I deserve to be like a mocap?
Imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I feel like mocap is like the biggest imposter syndrome,
right?
Because you get to be and do whatever you want. Like it gives you so much flexibility. And I'm like, but it's all fake.
Cool.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like, you know, like I worked on ABBA as well. I'm not going to reveal the secrets behind it.
ABBA Voyage.
Sure, if I can.
Which I highly recommend for anyone in London. It's, like, if you like ABBA. If you don't like ABBA, do not bother with it. But it's just great.
But like, when you're there, like, you're like, oh my god, they're actually there. But it's fake. Like...
Yeah.
And everything's so...
There's a letter
unreal.
But also you feel fake because you said it earlier, mocap like is nothing without the animation department. They don't exist. But you record the bare bones, you record the mocap, and then it's sent off to animation, and then you're like, well wait, they've created this. How much have I even done anything here? Like, have I contributed? Do you ever feel like that kind of imposter syndrome? You're like, oh, animation did this, I didn't do anything. Like, why am I here? And you obviously do, because you create the skeleton of what the animation team then take on and do. And it's this weird collaboration where you can't really see how much you put in, how much you contributed versus how much they contributed.
Yeah.
Can you read this in Oren's voice, please?
No. No?
Thanks to you. Blah, blah, blah. Kill Gortash. I'm crazy.
Love the voice.
Thank you. Maggie, are you here?
No, I'm doing the interviewing here, Jen. I can't multitask. Anyway,
but she's hot, so it's fine. It's so true.
Moving on.
Thank you.
Did you work with the intimacy coordinator? Were you there when that came in for the romance scenes? I don't think you did.
No, I wasn't there. I think... No, I heard about it.
Have you worked with an intimacy coordinator on Mocap?
No, actually no. Well... We were developing another game for Larry, and that didn't really happen. I don't remember what's the name of it, so because it didn't work out. But sometimes, like when the actors are not there in the studio, sometimes we get like, you know, the employees, including myself, to get into mocap suit to do tests for stuff. One of the test scenes that we actually had to send off to the client was like actually an intimate scene, and I was like, this is just like my second week at work. Like, really weird.
This is just, I'm out of my depth here. What the fuck? Not cool.
This is why we have mocap performers.
Yes.
That would have been the next game that they're working on. I don't know where they're recording it. We don't know. We can't say.
Yep.
But yeah, that would have been whatever they're working on now, which we know nothing about. Can I just say, I wish we knew something about. We know nothing about it. They're so good at being...
What are we talking about?
Whatever Larian are working on next.
Oh yeah, no, we've not told anything.
I think I've said once on stream, we asked John Corcoran, we're like, just tell us something. And he was like, okay, NDA, you guys promised? We're like, yeah. And he was like, it's a game.
Yeah, we're like, yeah.
That's all we know.
We love you, John, but that was mean.
At what point during development did mocap begin? And given this, how much scene context did you have at that stage, or how much context is even necessary? Good question.
As a mocap technician, don't really need any context. Like, it sounds bad, but you don't really need, like, you just need to know how much physicality is gonna be in each scene, but you don't really need to know the backstory or anything about it because you're just there literally to get the people suited up, get into the system, and record all the data. So that was like our main job, and we didn't like. So again, yeah, we didn't know when I joined in. I didn't know what the game was. I didn't know the context of it. I had no idea. I was like,
No.
here's an empty studio.
Go.
Go.
It's
kinda
essentially-
thing.
Make a game.
It's-
Don't know anything about it.
Fancy data management.
Yeah.
Macro data refinement. That's what they're doing on
Love these sauce.
what's it called? On what's like
Severance?
Severance. There we go.
What the hell, man? You're obsessed with
Um,
that show. What do you want about?
when mocap and voice were done by different people, how was the process like for that? You weren't so much in. Oh no, you were. You were there when I recorded the hag. Okay, yeah, talk about that then. Or any other
Talk
ones.
about that then.
Talk about me. No. Were there other ones you were there
About
when it was?
me.
I think there was a few ones, but I think the main one we did was the one with you recording the hag. Is kind of restraining a bit for the performance actor, because obviously the voice actor, they have the full liberty to deliver the dialogue however they want, but then it gets picked up by the performance actor to match to this delivery.
Mocap performer.
Mocap
That's
performer.
the word you're looking for.
Yes. So you have this mocap performer trying to match this voice performance acting, and it's a difficult process, but if you have amazing mocap performer like Aliona, it becomes an easy job.
Thanks.
She did an amazing job.
Did I get from you? When I was-
Oh yeah, I was like, that works. That works.
I think Holly Redaway was the one that directed me on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot to record. Do you remember? It was a Saturday and it was like
It was yeah.
100 and something lines, all synced to Renna's amazing voiceover and finding. This is when Renna got injured. Finding the way that the hag, like how she moves and stuff.
Yeah, it was a lot of like watching references of her previous performances, and that's what
John's
Aliona
here.
did.
Did you know that?
Then again, we tried to ship a game once and the Belgian power grid failed. Hello, John. Speak of the devil. Also, I just saw someone say they're going to play Baldur's Gate because they loved Expedition. They loved you in Expedition.
Oh, who did?
Someone in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
First time in chat as well.
Oh, thank you. I didn't actually mean to steal anything.
Renna is amazing.
How do I get?
Did you think Renna was an absolute legend?
She was so good, and I think just personality wise, like you would just vibe with her. It doesn't matter who you were.
Of
She will
course.
find a way to like have a conversation with everyone and make you just feel, I don't know, just nice and fuzzy. You know, like she's just. Yeah, as an actor, she was absolutely amazing. I think everyone that worked in Baldur's Gate 3 was absolutely amazing as actor. But like for me, what stood out more is that her personality was equally as cool.
It made sense in context. Hello. Yeah, absolutely. I've messaged her and she hasn't responded to me. She was one of our first guests on the stream.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, she was. It was funny, wasn't it? We recorded a lot with the hag, and then when you play her storyline, it's quite brief.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can speak to a lot more. There's so many different options. We don't see all the options, do we? Have you ever mocapped anything unusual, unexpected, beyond human actors in a standard suit? / unexpected, beyond human actors in a standard suit. E.g., the developers of the
Do
game.
I have to do other quests first?
1000 Resists.
Do I have to?
Said they produced some
Murder
creepy.
Tribunal. I thought this was the Murder Tribunal.
Do you mind letting me just finish my
Sorry.
question before you?
Sorry, it's just otherwise. Sorry.
Can you just wait? Can I just Jennifer English, Niffer, babe.
I'm just checking.
Can I ask the question first and then you can ask your question? Go ahead, ask it.
No, I'm just
Ask the
checking.
question. Ask your question.
I would leave that quest for another time, like all the companion quests. Anyway. Well, okay, fine.
Matchmaker's gonna unmatchmake us in a second.
No.
Nah, never. Now can I ask you the question?
Hang on, Jennifer. I just wanna. So I can't do this. Does it matter the? Okay, I'll find the dragon. Fine, that's what I'll do.
Yep.
Okay.
Great, thank you. Well, I've lost what question I was on.
I'm sorry.
Have you ever mock-upped anything unusual / unexpected beyond human actors in a standard suit? E.g., the developers of the game 1000 Resist said they produced some creepy otherworldly movement for a scene by wafting around an empty mocap suit on a long pole. Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool. I wish I had done something like that.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I mean,
That's a good idea to steal for
I know,
something.
like, ooh, that sounds very interesting. No, I mean, the most we did was a horse that we did for Napoleon.
You did Napoleon?
Yeah, I almost worked on Napoleon just for, like, some fight scenes and the horse. So we recorded the mocap of the horse. And I think that's the, not weirdest, I would say, but, like, non-traditional.
How was it working with a horse?
You know what? I wasn't there when they actually shot it because I was prepping for Snow White.
Oh.
But I helped with the prepping of it, and
Didn't you work on She-Hulk?
no, that finished literally when
Just
I
as
joined the
you
company.
joined?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
helped out on some of the R&D on She-Hulk.
I know. I remember you told me about it. That's so cool.
Okay, what other films did you do?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Amazing.
There's Napoleon. We did a snippet. We did a bit in Venom 3.
Uh-huh.
What else?
What else
There's
did
the
you do?
Marvels. There is the
Oh, I need to go down and get
new Captain America.
Oh, yes, you need to go down and get the food. Great. Jen is going to go down and get food, so we could just have our little mocap interview over here.
A twerking sea of Oh,
What?
I didn't do the mocap of the twerking scene in She-Hulk, but I fucking love that scene.
What you did
But-
do?
I
say
did
the same thing.
You go for it.
If you've seen on my Instagram, me and V are the ones that did. Like, I don't think he twerked, but it was the WAP of Trump doing the WAP. That's us
I don't
two.
think we uploaded with Trump. I think it was
Oh.
just like the normal
Was
Shogun kind of skeletons. But it was COVID times. I'm not sure. I think it was. We would just hang out after work a lot, and Aliona was like, "Oh, we should do the WAP in mocap," and I was like, "That sounds like a great idea." So we both got into mocap suits, and did the WAP.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't. I think it was on my Instagram, and I think I archived it. Let me see if I can find it. It's very funny.
It's very funny. It's so good. It was like, I think at this point I was still getting to know Aliona. I think that was one thing that really bonded us, was to do the walk together.
Yes. Can I show it?
Oh my god, it was with the Trumps.
It was with Trump. It was in 2020 as well, because it was the rig that was available, and
What's
it was
the
amusing.
WAP?
The WAP. You can look it up yourselves.
Yes.
Meg the Stallion WAP. I have to maybe not play the music because I think we'll get a copyright ban.
I think if it's under 10 seconds, it's fine.
It's 21 seconds though.
Oh.
I mean, wait, let me start it from the top. Here you go. That is us two. Yeah, that happened.
I think I have a version without the Trump rigs.
That's you behind me, isn't it? That's me doing the splits. Very important after work things that we had to do in the pandemic. Because we were kind of technically in a bubble. In the UK, you had work bubbles. So it was like you could go to work with this amount of people and see them. So I was seeing my family, you, who probably Beth tended to be the director that it was, Jake, Jen, or whoever we were recording with. Like, that was the bubble. Wait, I don't know which one of these audio selections is the one that Jen moves to make the game quieter. Is the game a bit loud? Okay, you guys can... Okay, that's funny.
Yeah, we were in a work bubble, and then Pit Stop would have, like, in the building that we would work, there would be a rooftop, and we would often go to the rooftop and have hot chocolate, because they're very wholesome like that. There was this one time we watched the British Bake Off, like me, you, and Beth. It was, like, at way after work. It was, like, 8 o'clock, and we're like, we should all watch the British Bake Off.
finale, I think.
Yeah.
Good times. No. We used to do sleepovers as well.
I know.
And you do that thing when you're up before me and you just stare at the ceiling.
Yeah.
Planning your day. I kind of like low-key love that about you. Okay. What is something... Oh no. How or what do you need / is needed to prepare the system for a mocap session?
So, well, you need the system. Sorry, that was stupid. Need to make sure mocap crew sleepovers. Oh no.
It was sleepovers because we'd have to be in early the next day and we lived really close. And I
Yes.
lived further away.
Yes, or we will be.
That's your water.
I think once it was because we were drinking late, and then we were like, "Oh, let's just crash." Well, there was the Jake story as well at the Christmas
I think some
party.
things are a little bit inappropriate and don't need to be said on stream, V.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we'll move on from that one.
So, mocap, back to mocap. What you need for mocap is your mocap system. We usually have our system, which was Vicon. Vicon's the company that does these cameras. There's also different ones like OptiTrack and stuff, but the specific one we use is Vicon. And we would have to come like 30 minutes before the session.
Someone said, can we have V more often?
No, that's a bad idea. I chat a lot of shit. But we will warm up. The cameras need to get warmed up because the cameras need to be in an optimum temperature to record. If they're too cold, the data will be crap. And if they're too hot, the data will be crap as well. So
I didn't actually know that.
we will come 30 minutes before, warm up the cameras. And what we would actually then need for the actors is the markers. The markers are these small bubble reflective, so they're made of this like kind of foam, and then there's like this reflective tape over it, and we will use 53 markers to suit up the actor. And yeah, that's
pretty
much it.
People are talking about having you on more often, or you join the Discord, or you joining a drinking stream of us and Dev, because clearly you're gonna give away all the tea. No.
No, it's not good. No.
Oh, Jen's in the chat. VH, funny, Jen. Grab the food, please, before they close, and tell those people they're very lovely for feeding us at this time. When being in the mocap suit. What is something that people usually do when being in the mocap suit in the volume, but is bad for the mocap cap?
Sorry, that was. Some actors can be. I mean, not their fault, but we would ask them, "Do you need to go to the toilet?" And they would be like, no. Fine, suit them up. Okay, so...
There's a lot of Velcro involved.
There's a lot of Velcro involved, and once the system has you as with your markers, if the markers moved a lot, the data ends up being crap. So the whole point is that your markers shouldn't move. But, so, again, if you go to the toilet with your suit on, then you put back your pants, the markers will not be in the same way as before.
Mm-hmm.
So we would ask these actors, would you want to go to the toilet before you get into the suit? No. Get them in the suit. Oh, actually, I need to go pee. And I'll be like, But, yeah, that's the most annoying thing.
That is literally me all the time. It's so, like, get in a suit and, like, it's so, you don't think you need to pee. It's like getting in a swimming pool. You pee, or you don't pee, and then you get in the pool and you're like, I need to pee again. Like, as soon as you're not allowed something, you need to do it.
I kind of know how your brain works.
I am the pain. I am that person.
Like, it says don't touch. I want to touch
it. Yeah. But I guess I would always make sure I've peed before, but then, like, half an hour in, I'm like, damn it, it's time. Yeah, it's time. Anyway. Given how fluid Baldur's Gate 3's development was, did you often need to revise or re-record performances, or did you work mostly independently with full authority over the performances and other things were changed around your work?
No, well, as a mocap person, we would not have a lot of creative input in this, but I think for performance and the voice directors, like, everything will go passed on to Larian, and if they were like, this is not right, again, it will come back, and then it will get adjusted, and yeah.
Is there anything else you want people to understand or know about mocap that you're like, oh, I wish I would have mentioned that? You can mull on that.
Yeah.
I've got one more question, and then that's the end of the questions. That's why I'm asking if there's anything else. How, if at all, has your life changed after the success of the game?
Not much.
Look, we love crew.
Yeah.
Crews need to be, the people in the crew need to be respected. Games any visual media, TV, film, cannot be created if you don't have crew. Do crew get the pay raises that they deserve or the attention that they deserve once a project is released? No. Because that is how the world kind of works. It's something even I've experienced as someone that was more behind the scenes of the game. V, when she worked on the game, was there full time. You were full time, right?
Mm.
I wasn't there full time. And the actors were not there full time. Some of, like, Beth became full time as a director, and Josh was full time as a director. Most of the other directors, we were not full time, we were freelance. But the crew were there every single day, and they're first people there. The crew need to be appreciated so much more. And of course, they're the ones who, they just move on to the next project or the next studio that they work at. Anything to continue that. I'm sorry I'm speaking for you, but I just feel like I need to, what's the word? Advocate for you. Like, crew in film, TV, games, in everything, they're the ones who get the least attention and the least praise, but we can't. None of this can exist without them. But on the other hand, you guys get full-time employment. You guys get job security.
True. To
We
be
don't get
fair, in film it's a bit different. So I am full-timer, for example, in Imaginarium Studios, but most of the film, even the crew is a freelancer there. So even they are freelancers. But this is what I say, whenever there's like a feud between celebrities or actors on a set, trust the crew.
Yes.
Trust the crew. They know the tea. They know everything. So whatever happens, again, not going to mention anything, but if they say something, it's because they've seen everything. Always listen to the crew, people. But yes, it's just how nature of things are, right? Like, the actors will get the attention, which is just, I don't know, it's just a normal thing.
They're the face. That's kind of normalized.
They're the face, yeah. They're out there putting themselves out. So it goes both ways as well, because, like, when something's shit, they get the shit as well. And if something's good, like, they get the good. So it works both ways. And I think the crew is just really happy to be part of these amazing projects. Like, I've been so lucky to get amazing projects. And it's just something I'm really passionate about, because, you know, even, for example, I know many people are not, like, Marvel fans or Disney fans, whatever, but, like, ultimately there are, like, a lot of kids watching these things, and just, like, thinking that I have, like, a small contribution towards, like, their childhood. It's just, like, it's the main like, when I was younger and I used to watch Disney films, it contributed so much towards my childhood, and I was like, if I can have any good impact into the next generation, then, like, I would love to be a part of. So
That's really cool. Is that your why?
that is my why. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
You do contribute massively.
I'm like, even if it's a small percent, you know, like some kid in some part of the world will be like smiling, playing at these games or watching these movies, or I don't know. I know, despite the whole Snow White kind of thing, but the feedback from the small kids, they were just like, this is like a children's movie. Like, I don't know. Even if it brought like one smile, it brought a lot of hate as well. I didn't make the creative decisions, don't attack me. But, yeah, or even if it's like, I don't know, a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, some part, some world, like, there will be a child that's just, like, happy to see, I don't know, Gamora kicking ass, you know?
Yeah, hopefully no child is playing Baldur's Gate.
Yes, teenagers.
But, yeah, no, absolutely, like, everyone has a memory as a child of being sad about something, upset at school or whatever, and you turn to your favourite TV or film characters and watch, like, whatever it was that brought you comfort, and you're part of that existing for that child. Especially, like, people from lower economic backgrounds where your parents have to work, so you watch a lot of TV. That's kind of what raises you in a way. That's who, like,
yeah, that's...
not who's there for you, but is who's there for you.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
you
it,
contribute
it
towards
also,
that.
like, shapes... It's a bit cheesy, but I feel like the media that we watch kind of, like, shapes us. So I grew up watching a lot of Bollywood movies, and this is why I feel like as a person I'm just like very delulu and romantic, because that's the movies I kind of grew up watching, and I kind of see the world in a very like lovey-dovey way, and it's not necessarily that way. The world's a very cruel place, but it kind of does help me to ignore the bad and focus more on the good and
Find joy in your life.
yeah.
Which is important. Absolutely. it's weird being vulnerable, isn't it? And then looking at the chat and being like, what are people saying? No, that was amazing. That was really beautiful. That was really beautifully said. And it's true. It's true. You, without crews, without you, none of this media would exist. None of this that really shapes society and influences people and does create a lot of good. Like, the reason me and Jen are in the career that we're in is because we know the importance of telling stories, how influential telling stories are. And that's my other part of my why is, yes, if I was on the ground working as a trauma therapist for children, I could influence like a small number of people. But when you create media that gets shared around the world, you're influencing so many people, and hopefully the right way, hopefully in a positive way, but it does feel incredibly meaningful. And like, we meet so many Baldur's Gate fans, and I wish, like you were saying, it's usually the actors that get all the attention, and I'm lucky I get to come to the conventions because of Jen. I wish the crew, the people from behind the scenes, could hear what Baldur's Gate fans say to us, how meaningful it was to them, how much it's impacted their lives. Like, we have a community because of Baldur's Gate. We have so many people finding friendships, and there's even some romance because of Baldur's Gate.
But to be fair, like, again, like, I think crew, you know, like, is happy to not get the attention, but it really touches my heart. Like, I keep reading, like, your, like, I see your stories and stuff, and I just... It brings me so much joy to know that there's this community, and it's all streamed on, like, on Baldur's Gate, and I don't know, it's just really... Jen's back with the food. But yeah, it's just really touching that, you know, I had a part in this game, and then this game became so big, and there's a community around it, and I don't know, I think everything is about you guys, the people.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Nothing... Yeah.
100%. Jen's back with the food. Do you want to finish off a little fight, and then... Because we've not been streaming for that long.
Don't know if there's any fights. It's alright.
That was really beautiful. I wish you'd heard what V just said. It was really, really beautiful.
That's okay. I'm happy for this to not have been a story progression. I mean, we did blow up the foundry. That was a big deal. But it's quite alright.
How long have we been streaming for? Let's see. Best community I've been part of.
Yeah, because it's the best. And you guys are the best. I mean, have you met you, other Jen? Of course you're part of the best community. It's other Jen.
Is there anything else left for Jen to do? Because I was going to say, does anyone have any last questions for V then, if Jen finishes off the gameplay? Not really.
Nah. It's alright, I'll do this. I'll do this later.
We're at a good stopping point story-wise.
Yeah.
Next stream we could do bar. Okay, cool, thank you.
Yeah.
V, have you played D&D?
No, I haven't. I've always
Loser.
wanted to try it, but I've never been invited to a D&D.
Because nobody wants you.
I know.
Jennifer.
It's
No,
fine.
It's not true.
It's fine.
Not true.
We've played it.
We've
because
never
been...
actually been invited by friends to do it.
No, we have. Well, like, we don't have the time. We played it because we've been not forced, but
Like
asked to do it in front of an audience.
But we would like to. We'd like to do more.
Maybe
Maybe
actually,
we should do it.
Before we end, I think V should play a bit of Baldur's Gate. You should enjoy the game that you worked on.
I suck at playing games. Give me...
Just
Tell
walk-
me how to do the game, I'll do it. But...
Walk around and talk to people. So you're playing as my character, and
Yeah,
you
do
just have to
whatever you
explore and find someone to... Oh, we've got a raid. Oh, High Rollers have raided.
Hi rollers! We're literally just ending, guys. But you know, it's okay.
We'll stay for like
We'll
five
stay
more
for 5
minutes. Hello, Mark.
Oh, Mark, we miss you.
We love you.
Stay out of trouble. The fist is watching.
Mark, we were talking about... So V was one of... Well,
Yeah, we was literally just talking about how she hasn't played D&D, and I was like, well, we should play.
Mark is a DM for
One
High
of the
Rollers.
best in the world.
V was a lead mocap technician on Baldur's Gate, and we were just saying how important crews are and how people don't get to see all the work that this huge team of people do behind the scenes, and how none of what we do would exist without them. I feel like you could really relate to that.
We always need a DM. We need a DM of our lives.
Sorry, mate. Had a run-in with a mugger. If you need something, ask the missus.
Turn around and click X on Shadowheart.
Oh yeah, talk to Shadowheart, talk to Jen.
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
Ooh, flirty.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Just the one.
I'm sorry, Jen.
Girlfriend. She looks
No,
so good in
she-
that dress.
She does. She looks stunning.
Oh,
I didn't expect the kiss to be there.
Oh, they have different kiss
Yeah,
options
loads
that they
different.
did.
yeah. I love that. That's like one of the first things you do.
Oh wow.
Yes. Feels so weird to be watching that with 800 or whatever it is people also watching.
It was just the
TV.
first option. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask for
yeah.
another kiss.
You can. It'll be different.
Oh, I don't want to end things between us.
No, imagine if you're like, and we're dumping.
It's racing. The end's close and my parents are close. I just know it. Thank you. I'm not sure I would have ever made it this far without you.
This was recorded towards the end of the game. Your voice has gotten lower.
Yeah. So Shadowheart.
Yeah. She's been through a lot.
Do not.
I know. Is that that's a different voice to what we used to record?
Yeah. Sure.
Fine. What's on your mind?
Fine.
Actors do not mocap their own kisses. It was mocap performers who did it with
No.
at Larian, so Greg
Notes.
would have directed it.
You've exceeded my every expectation.
And
Even if I could have made it this far without you, I don't think I'd have wanted to.
it was done with an intimacy coordinator for that reason. Talk to Dev. Talk to Lazelle.
Well, so she's looking great in that. Ooh, bonjour.
You worked with Emma Gregory, right?
Yes.
Minthara, you can talk to her. She's there.
I love Minthara.
Let me speak to Dev. How's Dev, by the way?
She's great. She's
She's great.
touring the world with us.
Is something burdening you?
Oh, is the egg doing well?
The air grows ever warmer. The hum of life within it louder. It may yet hatch, though not soon by my estimation.
Yeah. We.
Seed of stimulation,
Okay, she's still
and in its throbbing, exhilaration, an effigy of the Yankee future,
throbbing.
incubated inside a fragile shell.
Throbbing.
Stop
Was
it.
that necessary?
Stop it.
Um.
What were you going to say, babe?
Yeah, throbbing.
What were you going to say, babe?
Do the first one. Obviously.
Only if you want me to roast you over a campfire, using my blade as a spit.
Dev's flirting.
It is true that I feel some manner of responsibility for this unhatched whelp.
Yeah.
After we free Orpheus, we can revisit the matter.
Happy Mother's Day, Lazelle, indeed.
Well, we will shield it from the Lich Queen's zest. Whatever may come, I will not let Blackett poison the fledgling with lies.
That gold,
A camp once visited by a scheming devil.
no,
has
that is
safe
just so
haven
good.
for the
It's so
unhatched.
good.
It has afforded us as much disquiet as it has rest. Leave the egg with me. There's no need for further discussion.
She's on it. Done.
Talk to Minthara. She's. It's funny because V worked on the mocap. She doesn't actually know what the game looks like in the end.
No.
So yeah,
Like,
you were
this
just on the-
NPC is just in the middle of everyone. Like, our new pal.
No
but after
awareness
this, can we eat?
of
'Cause I'm
personal space.
starving.
She's the one with the white hair on the very left. You clicked on her before.
You need to walk around her.
Yeah, walk around her. Keep going. That way. Yeah, her.
There.
No, don't go away.
There. That.
Oh, there.
Ah.
Oh no, that's Minthara.
No.
That's your hair.
The god speaks.
You never met her. Leave.
Leave.
Bye.
We
No,
love
that's it.
Tracy, but you didn't work with Tracy. You did work with Emma. This way. There.
The ponytail lady there in the white hair. Yeah.
No, don't leave.
You wish to consult me?
So weird seeing them.
In the game.
Yes. I only know it through history books and
Other
myths.
mother. Happy Mother's Day,
See your
Minthara.
mother. Grief. It is already living up to the legend.
Isn't Emma amazing? I'm just thinking about, by the way you missed this, V was like...
Nervous? Don't be preposterous. I am on alert, as you should be too, given who hunts us. I have faced Orin before, and she left scars on me that will never heal.
Romantic ones?
She will enjoy adding to them, and she can strike whenever she pleases.
Yeah, she is daddy.
She could be anywhere. Could be anyone.
Love her.
Daddy.
I love that she got a close-up, like, no one even
I
gets a
know.
close-up, but because Emma does such an amazing performance, they do a close-up.
That one, yeah.
Her aim will be to erode our trust in one another. We cannot let that happen. We need to watch over each other, now more than ever.
Her voice is so good.
So good. You missed it. V was like, if you ever want to know gossip about, like, films or TV, believe the crew. The crew know.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
chat, like, let's have V on more. I'm like, no, V is said no.
Wrestle her before she breaks all the NDAs.
No, keep going, go on.
But yeah, just generally, if there's like a fight with like, I don't know, cells and stuff, like usually if you have a crew source, trust the crew. Because they don't really are involved in any of the politics usually, so...
Oh. Yeah.
Do you remember the absolute and how much time it took to get people to say absolute and not absolute?
Well, for me, the fun one was the obeying me.
Obeying me!
And terror.
Good time.
But it is not my home anymore. If I were to return, I would be denied all of its wonders.
If you want to spill the tea, there's a good Discord for that.
No, I don't want to get cancelled in my industries.
Yeah.
Not now yet. When I retire, maybe.
Yeah. Write a memoirs. I've said as a joke, I'll write a memoir. There's so many things I could say.
Do it.
I am a daughter of Menzo Baranzan's most ancient and powerful house, the Bainry. I lived a life of privilege.
Didn't actually know
and
any of
danger.
this.
My home was at the tallest point of Kuelazor, the place of the nobles, a plateau high above the city's sprawl. I enjoyed every luxury, whether harvested in the Underdark or
Oh, so she's
sold
quite
in
posh,
reserves.
is what she's
I
saying.
survived my first assassination attempt while I still suckled at my mother's breast.
Well, then you didn't really do much. I think
I
the mother
tasted
protected
blood
her.
that day. She covered my body with her own, and a blade bit deep into her chest,
Jesus.
almost puncturing her heart. When I came of age, she tried to take my life herself, and I gave her fresh scars to match those she earned protecting me.
Whoa.
That
Whoa! Is she still alive?
I expect so. If the world were to end, I think my mother would survive to rule over the ruins.
Happy Mother's Day
I
to
know.
Minthara's mother.
I was gonna say that. I'm like, wow, go away.
Yeah. Little wonder.
She taught me to be resilient and to guard my heart from those who cannot be trusted.
Orin.
Literally.
They
and
dated.
figuratively.
I knew it.
When I choose to let somebody close, I do not do so lightly.
Yeah, fair dues.
That
Trust
gives the
issues.
great depth
Fair.
of meaning to the bonds I do share.
Guys, I have to say, when I see Emma Gregory, because she's so good as a Minthara, forget she's not Minthara and I'm a little bit scared of her.
Yeah, same.
And then
same,
she's really
same.
friendly.
And
you're
you're
like,
like,
oh.
I'm waiting
They're
for
all
you to
zero.
like say something really cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Babe, would you mind putting the food like in the oven or the microwave bin so it doesn't go down?
I mean, that won't make any difference there.
Microwave's a small place.
How it works. We should maybe we.
Well, we want to end on one more kiss with Shadowheart, surely.
Yeah.
Surely. Come back in, Jen. Jen,
Yes.
come back in. Witness this.
Kiss Shadowheart again.
Where is she?
Right there. Turn around. She ran past you.
By the way,
Now to the left.
you're in Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
I know. Like when people are like, "Oh, I'm playing Baldur's Gate," I'm like, "Fun fact, I did mocap for it.
Who was it?
I did a bit of Netty.
Oh, you did mocap for it.
Yeah, I did a cutscene or something for Netty's character.
Anyone else?
No, that
Nettie.
was it.
Nettie,
She's
yeah.
just running away
She
from
was a
you.
couple
She's
people.
Jen,
God,
come
we-
back.
I actually meant you're in the city of Baldur's Gate right now, but that too. Because when we were recording for the longest time, it's like, when are we actually getting to Baldur's Gate itself?
Hey, soldier.
No, I don't know. I'm gonna leave.
Go to the bottom. This is in Baldur's Gate, right? They're in the city.
At the moment, they're in Worms Crossing, I think.
Damn.
There.
Good. I was just starting to miss the sound of your voice.
She's so flirty, isn't she?
Of course. I thought you'd never ask.
Her boobs are boobing.
See, different kiss.
It is a different. I thought it would be the same thing.
It's good, isn't it? This game's pretty good. Detailed. Larian did a great job with that.
She boobed boobily.
And we did a good job recording.
Right. On that note,
V.
That was a good.
Good place.
It's because someone keeps saying like there's a secret kiss after 20 kisses.
That's
Someone
a
said
lie.
That's a lot.
That's a lie.
That's a lot.
That's a lie.
I fell for that as well.
You fell for that.
Really?
There's
It's not
no
true. It's not true.
Liars. Shame.
Now
Who
you're
said
shooting
that?
in the chick.
Who said
It is
that?
not a lie. Oh.
Stop tricking us on the stream.
Alright, on that note,
I've tried. Yeah, they're lying to you.
Because I was like, okay, let me see what happens after 20 kisses. It's a lie. Okay.
right, I'm gonna go and get our food now.
Is that-
V, no, and what I mean is eat it. V, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
this
you.
stream.
Thank you guys for bringing me over. It
Yes.
was amazing.
Pay attention to crew. Celebrate crew. Celebrate crew.
Especially when they're this amazing.
We love you.
We love
We
you.
love you. Thanks for matchmaking us, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks.
Again, it was already there. I just
Helped guide it
Helped.
along. If anyone from Larian is watching, please hire us again. Anything that V may or may not said was not was what's that phrase? Was a joke. Was a for legal reasons. It was all a joke.
What did V say?
No, nothing. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I was like, what?
I'm joking. Thank
Please
you,
don't
everyone. It was a joke. Oh my god, it was a joke. The way you both were like, what?
what did I say?
No. Crew love is true love. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes, the NDA snipers. Please put your snipers down.
Put your
For legal
snipers
reasons,
down.
everything she said was a joke. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you, mods. Thank you for the subs. Oh, I forgot to say you can use Prime to subscribe, but whatever.
Yeah,
We'll say it
thank you,
next time.
mods. Thanks, Jelly Boy.
And thank you, V.
Thank you,
Most
V.
importantly,
Thank you
for
guys so
everything
much.
making this game.
Right.
Goodbye, everyone.
Gonna go eat pad thai now.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.